station.
Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins lost their first game of the season yesterday, 4-3 to Tampa Bay at TD Garden. Morgan Geeky's team was down 3-0 in the second period and never quite caught up.
I don't know. We knew that, they've lost a couple games to start the year. We knew they were going to come out hot. I mean, you can't really do that day games. It's got to figure out a way to get going, especially at home and divisional games. So I wouldn't pinpoint it on one thing. I think we got to our game towards the end of the second and into the third. But, yeah, it's just this league's too good to fall behind that early.
Geeky scored his second goal of the season in the loss. The Bruins are now 3-1. Next up, a 3-game road trip, which begins in Las Vegas on Thursday night. As for the Patriots, today's a day off for the players following their third straight win last weekend. They'll take a 4-2 record to Tennessee this Sunday. And the Titans made a change yesterday, firing head coach Brian Callahan after a 1-5 start. Former Chargers head coach and current Titans senior offensive assistant Mike McCoy is his interim replacement. Patriots are also in first place in the AFC East after Buffalo lost again last night, 24-14 in Atlanta. The Falcons come to Foxborough, by the way, 2 weeks from Sunday. In the late game last night, Chicago got a field goal on the final play for a 25-24 win over Washington. Bill Belichick met the press yesterday. He denied he's negotiating a buyout of his contract at North Carolina. And at the baseball playoffs, Seattle now leads Toronto 2-0 in the American League Championship Series after a 10-3 win. The Dodgers took Game 1 of the NLCS in Milwaukee 2-1. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
This is what happens when analysts take over the games, take over the sport.
This is where you talk sports.
It happens all the time.
The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher.
They love the show. In fact, they said, Fred, you're the best.
And Hardy.
Who's Taylor the originator?
On 98.5.
Hello.
Hey there.
Aloha.
Bonjour.
How are we doing?
What? I'm an animal.
Can we use this for the radio? No, Nick, with your drinking at noon on Mondays.
Well, I tell her the truth. I miss booty.
That problem is too large for the starch.
You know how I feel about clowns on morning shows?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, hello.
Toucher and Hardy.
Watch Daddy and Uncle Freddie.
Knocking back
25 glasses of soda.
having some fun.
On 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
He would not take a shower before he came out. He would stick it in his pants. What makes you think I'd eat your crotch candy?
It's nasty as
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy.
Yes.
Yeah. Town Fair Tire Studios, 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube to do that. Is it supposed to rain all day today, too?
Into the afternoon, yes.
Yeah.
That is a lot of rain.
Yes, sir.
That is bordering on depressive weather.
Oh, it's there. I was full on feeling it driving in this morning. Yeah, we're 30% chance of rain up through 3 p.m. today.
Considerable cloudiness with a little rain.
It don't matter. None of this matters.
That's how you feel for the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's not even so much the rain, the amount of rain is just the moisture in the air and the lack of sun.
Just there. Just, you walk out there, even if it's not raining, it's windy and it's raw and it sucks.
All right, it appears to be clearing up for the weekend, and I need some advice from you two fellas.
Okay.
All right, because we will be tailgating this Saturday before the big UMass whoever.
Get there early.
Hang on.
Get there. A lot of times, the night before, people will just sleep where they're going to do it.
So don't worry about that. We're actually heading out Thursday. I'll do the show remotely from the tailgate grounds on Friday.
Okay.
So we have a good
Smart.
spot for Saturday.
Smart.
I haven't attended a tailgate properly.
Buffalo.
Much less. Who?
Buffalo. This is after a 42-6 loss to Kent State last week.
Right.
Well, you can't just. I mean, Kent State. They got that whole situation with Edelman.
They lost. What did you say about Western Michigan? They lost 21-3 to Western Michigan. Let's see. Oh, they played Iowa. That was a 47-7 loss. Temple 42-10 loss.
What division are they in?
I think they're technically FCS.
Okay.
Which is like what 1AA used to be. And they played Bryant and lost 27-26.
Well, Bryant's good. That's a good school.
Ryan Beaton, UMass graduate in here, says he thinks they play every directional Michigan school.
Eastern, Central, Western, Northern.
They've only scored more than 10 points once, and that was the loss to Bryant.
Okay.
And they are 0-6.
So suffice it to say, the tailgate is the thing.
Yeah.
No one cares about the actual game. I am responsible, along with Marcy and another couple that we are going to family weekend with, for hosting the tailgate. I've never hosted a tailgate. I haven't attended a tailgate more than just stopping by and saying hello on my way into, work at Gillette in decades. So I'm ground zero on this. But I've got to, put something together. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit excited for it when we started kicking around the ideas last night. The obvious things, the cornhole boards, can jam, got a tent I can pop up,
right?
Got chairs. I'm thinking about this might. It's probably going to happen. It's probably going to happen either way, but I need advice. I'm thinking about a portable Blackstone grill.
Ooh.
Okay? With the tiny propane tank that goes with it for cooking up, some stuff. Anybody use one of these things?
I have not.
Anybody attended a tailgate where one was in use?
Yes.
Are you talking about like a hibachi?
No. It's a flat griddle grill, so you can do...
Is it on sticks or is it laying on the ground?
It comes on a stand.
Okay.
It has an actual stand.
And it's propane powered, you say?
Correct.
With,
2-burner.
Okay, and it's mobile propane. It's not a propane tank.
You can carry a full propane tank if you want, but you can get a smaller one that actually just kind of like attaches to the side.
You're gonna buy one of those?
I think so.
How much are those?
End of season sale at Walmart right now, probably $150.
Yeah, I mean, you'll use it this time, and then you'll have to bring it back. You just might as well leave it in the parking lot, really. No, it doesn't sound like fun at all. It sounds actually quite miserable.
But you can do like pancakes on it and stuff too.
Yeah,
or you could get pancakes somewhere.
You're gonna wake up early on a Sunday during the winter, prop that sumbitch up on the porch and do it there.
Your daughter's not going to the game.
No.
So why are you guys tailgating? Why don't you guys just get breakfast?
Because we got to do something. We're there all frickin' day.
Yeah, but the game's at noon. So if you went out and got breakfast, then the game's going on, and then you can just do whatever you want.
But I can do pancakes on the Blackstone.
Look, if you think that's fun, and who am I to tell you any different, then go have fun. It seems like all of that sounds horrible. Finding a place to be. If this was something that was ultimately going to result in fun, but you got to find like an area, get all the crap out, put it all together.
I need you to look at me so that you understand. You know that I'm with you. You know that these are my feelings on this whole thing, but I have to do it. So I'm in it. And
well, why do you have to tailgate?
Because that's part of the day that we're doing. This is part of the family weekend.
There's nothing else on the campus you can possibly do.
Right.
What else, Ryan? What else would we do?
By the way, it's a 2:30 kickoff, which means it's like you have to kill a lot of time before you actually get to the tailgate.
Antonio's Pizza is like the big thing.
Yeah, okay, that's 15 minutes. Okay,
The Hangar.
You went
Ooh,
to
the Hangar I've heard of.
UMass. Did your family come for family weekend?
No, they would never really come up.
And he thanks him every day for that.
My mom would pick me up, but then we would leave. We wouldn't stick around.
How many kids' parents do you think screw around and like tailgate before the game on Parents' Weekend?
There was a pretty big parents' tailgate lot, but there was like a student lot that was completely separate that all the kids would go, and then there would be like, a handful of parents hanging out too.
And how many kids would actually go to you? It sounds like a sizable gathering. How many people would actually enter the football stadium after the tailgate was over?
Pretty much nobody, unless they were giving out free food or like a hat, and then they'd go in, get the hat, and then leave.
This is what you're up against. Yeah.
It's an Adam 12 move right there.
Are you the youngest in your
maybe
family?
you just bring it back for you.
No, I have a little brother. He's like 3 years younger.
Imagine how just neglected that kid was if they can't even be bothered to go to see
That's
Ryan.
what I was are you like the middle? I don't know anything about this. I know zero.
No, I'm the oldest child.
So it's just two of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they were this disinterested in him. Imagine the younger one.
Oh, boy.
I know. That's why I figure we're doing all this crap because it's our oldest. But not for Ryan. No. No. My mom made me walk out to the main road. She never saw where I lived. Never saw the dorm. I just had to walk out there. She slowed down. I jumped in. Drove me home.
It's just every time something's a school-sanctioned activity, I just always think that this is not a good idea. That it's not going to be fun. That it's all kind of the same throughout your life. Like school-sanctioned activities.
Planned fun is rarely fun.
Right. And there's so many little hurdles that they have to go up against. There's, liability laws and all this stuff, and they're trying to best go to something that someone else is throwing, like your own tailgate. It just, for something you don't like, for something you don't know anyone at, it just seems like a bad idea. I would just go to that pizza place.
But we got all day to kill.
Why do you have to kill the day?
Because we're there for 2 nights, Friday night and Saturday night. We're going out to dinner on Friday night, and then we got something else we got to do on Saturday night. There's like a whole agenda for the weekend that I haven't bothered to look at.
That's the thing. I feel bad. The kickoff isn't until 2:30 or 3.
Well, if you have something Saturday night, then you can just dick around until Saturday night because they have something planned for you.
I'm not good at dicking around. Well, I have to do something, and if I have a Blackstone to set up and cornhole boards to measure out so they're the proper regulation distance, and a tent to put up and chairs to unfold.
Oh my! How many people are going to be in this tailgate?
4.
Doesn't that seem sad?
Yes,
it's a lot.
Seems no, I'm not kidding. It seems like sad. It would make me sad. That whole thing would make me really sad. That you're putting together an area for people that could easily just be in a room together, and you're making it outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that at all.
What's the weather supposed to be like?
It's supposed to be nice.
Okay. I was going to say that would be the final insult if you showed up and it was 45 and raining.
Josh, go ahead.
Artie, you got to buy the Blackstone. I use mine all the time, especially at work because we plow, and I cook for the guys all the time. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, all the time.
Did you say you plow?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Hey,
what kind of equipment are you working with?
Saturday morning, if you're really bored, you can come to my place where I work and do snowplow inspections.
I wouldn't mind the inspection. Are there clipboards involved?
Oh, there's clipboards. There's apps now. We break out the measuring tape.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Where are you?
We're going to be right in Northampton.
Yeah, I'm not going
right
there.
up the road.
Okay. All right.
Why? Right up the road.
Yeah, not on a Saturday. Not up.
You could. Hey, you can go up the road. I think I told you that before.
Okay. All right.
You have apps? Like you have appetizers? You have
we have an app on the phone.
Oh, I thought you had like pigs in a blanket. That you're trying to entice them with that. All right, Josh.
Sorry.
I don't know. I'm not a man that works with my hands like Hardy. I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
So we got Family Fest which is the check-in for family weekend where we pick
I
up our
only go
merch.
to one kind of fest.
Enjoy.
It's an F fest, but not family.
We enjoy a snack, we play games, and we take a celebrity photo. Who is the celebrity who will be the UMass celebrity that we take a photo with?
Oh, I know who it is. Diddy. It's Bill Cosby.
Dr. J's going to show up.
There are campus tours where we explore the beautiful campus. There are informative sessions covering topics such as student resources, career development, campus life. And then the pond fire. We connect with other families, share experiences, and participate in a campus tradition. Pond fire. Do you know what pond fire is, Beaton? No, he doesn't know. Did you really go there? Okay. All right.
Oh, boy.
So we're all in on the Blackstone. Thumbs up?
Sure.
Thumbs
Sure.
up?
Sure.
Thumbs up?
Sure.
I think the worst part is the drive out there, on Friday, knowing that this is in front of you and there's no escape. And it's what, an hour 45 out there?
Like, what will your
on
daughter
Friday,
think?
It's going to be more than that.
What will your
Okay.
daughter think if, like, you guys are set up with a tent, a grill?
She's already told us she probably won't be seeing us a whole lot during family weekend, that she has other things to do.
Right. So, again, my question is, like, your son, there's no way your son wants to do that.
Oh, he's not going. He tapped out of this 2 days ago.
Oh, boy.
So wait. So it's not 4 people, just you and Marcy then?
Me and Marcy, there's another couple that we got a Airbnb because there are no hotels.
Okay, so you're just moving the Airbnb outside to a parking lot.
Yes.
Oh, so you have an Airbnb where you could
Stay.
cook in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But you're going to go
Right.
outside.
Correct.
To cook in the parking lot of a garbage game.
Right.
I understand.
Okay. And I also have a big speaker so I can play tunes.
Are you really doing all that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Marcy won't think it's sad?
Well, but Marcy likes, gatherings. and
No.
events and doing stuff.
That's unfair. I didn't say that it's a gathering. It's not a no. Unfair. Perhaps even your whatever that term is to me. Your whatever that when you start peppering people and you get them all crazy. What is that called? What am I thinking of?
Rage baiting?
No.
Gaslighting?
Gaslighting. Perhaps.
Oh, okay.
Close. No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that anybody doesn't like gatherings. I'm not saying anyone doesn't like being with each other. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying that there is, and maybe I can only think of it in my own way. It almost makes my stomach hurt, like a dull stomach hurt.
Yes. Okay.
Just the idea of like this lame, like parochial area that's all like family friendly fun. And then you set up your own stuff,
There's
and you're
probably
kind of
a balloon arch. Yeah.
and you're kind of like sitting there, like, yeah.
Right. So this
Like-
is the main difference I would say between me and my wife, and I've said this to her for years, because I'm the one that plays the tape to the end. Right? She says, "Let's do this," and let's go here. And I always say to her, my question is, "What happens when we get there?" She's like, "What do you mean?" There's going to be a parade. And I said, no. That's, really? You want to go to family weekend? We're going to what happens when we get there? Well, it's a tailgate. Like it's self-explanatory. She loves the idea of these things, whereas we're sitting around talking about the reality of these things. And the reality of it could end up being very sad.
Like if everyone was going out and like everyone was getting loaded, I suppose that's like as good as anything. I mean, you still got to set up a tent and everything, but that's not happening. So it just seems sort of boring. Like I went to a lot of alumni stuff for a while around here for my college. They did stuff at that polo place, and it was actually fun because, what is the polo? Who cares? But they would, set up their own thing. Like they would have like professional food. And, you would go and then you would like see people and you would talk to new people and they'd have all this professional food and then you would leave and you didn't set up anything or do any of that. This just seems like you're going to be pretty remote. Like you're kind of just going to be like on your own little island amongst a sea of other people. And maybe like you're the only people that tried this hard too, which is a real nightmare. You know,
boy.
like if you tried the hardest and like you have like a
And
an
everyone
apron
ends
on.
up coming over to our tailgate to play cornhole and
You know
can
what?
jam and get a pancake.
I was just saying, you got any pancakes?
I do.
You know, you got any pancakes? You got the syrup? You got what? You got butter for the flapjacks?
And Marcy, clever broad that she is, brought the syrup and the butter.
See?
What are you gonna do?
There's gonna be a line.
What are you gonna do with the cornhole? You guys are gonna play?
I love cornhole.
You do.
I do.
You like playing it outside there?
Oh, I love it. I don't even need the music, but we'll have the music.
What kind of music?
I'll bring
Do you got a playlist?
I'll bring my speaker.
Yeah. What's on the playlist?
I might just run with my golf playlist for now, and we'll see how
What's the golf playlist?
Oh, that's not
Hootie?
bad. I've experienced that. That's not
it
terrible.
No, there's a little bit of everything on the golf playlist.
Yeah. No, I've been subjected to the golf playlist.
Tyler, go ahead.
Yeah. So Hardy, you gotta make sure that you get that Blackstone cleaned and seasoned. If you don't, rusting's gonna happen. So you may have to just plan the whole night before for a good setup and seasoning and cleaning, or you're gonna have some fried up pancakes the next morning.
Okay, I'm aware of the seasoning process, and that's why I'm thinking about getting it today so I can, do a couple of dry runs. We'll do the seasoning. I'll do a cook or two, maybe like Wednesday, Thursday, really know the nuts and bolts of this thing before the big quote-unquote event.
Do you go
on
bam?
Saturday.
Do you go bam? And throw seasoning at it? Bam!
It's all in the wrist.
I could.
Bam!
That's right.
Bam!
Cradle rock style.
Cradle rock. All right. Well, that sounds awful. I'll be at the UConn BC game, so look.
Coin flip. Seriously.
Oh, but I walk to the UConn BC game. I
No.
stay as long as I want, and I walk home.
No, I'm just saying for game game goodness. Whatever.
Ridiculous.
Yes.
At least that's an ACC school.
That's true.
All right.
In name only. Yes.
How dare you? That's the program's been in the top 5 when I've lived here. In the top 2 when I've lived here.
Yep.
All right, very good. We will be back in just a moment. Lots of things happened yesterday, and we will get to them in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hub.
We are Chutcher and Hardy. What happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Where to start?
You know, I'm thinking we start with something that happened in the AFC East last night as the Buffalo Bills were visiting the Atlanta Falcons and, looking at it maybe as a get-right game for Buffalo after suffering the loss to the New England Patriots the week before. Would that be the case? Adam 12, would that be the case?
You should be on.
Well, I'm not on Adam 12.
That's a problem.
I'll say. All right, let's try it again. Would that be the case?
Bijan in motion here to the near side. Going to hand it to Algier. Here goes Tyler. Bang! 10, 5, and it lands on the board. Touchdown. Big boy. He banged away at a man at the 15.
What?
Hello.
Whoa.
Yes. Yay.
Wow.
How do you do? Let's have
Bijan
fun.
in motion here to the near side. Going to hand it to Algier. Here goes Tyler. Bang! 10, 5, and it lands on the board. Touchdown. Big boy. He banged away at a man at the 15 and then just dropped the hammer into four-wheel drive.
That guy sounds like he's trying to be super Southern without really knowing the deal.
Hey,
Really?
you put the hammer down, that pedal to the metal, you're hauling 400 cases of Coors. That's bootlegging.
Yeah, you put the hammer down into fourth gear, right? That's not what the hammer down means, does it?
There's got a broad in the car, that's kidnapping. Don't have a permission, took her across the state line, that's a Mann Act.
Wait a second. Is putting the hammer down shifting gears?
I thought it was hammer down. You hit the
I thought
accelerator.
same with me. I thought you
just
said
floor
put the
it,
hammer
yeah.
down.
No, they say it in Smokey and the Bandit, so it's probably shifting gears, sure.
Oh, no. Google.
No, what is it? Days of Thunder, where Tom Cruise is racing around the track. He says, "I'm dropping the hammer,"
Yeah.
and Robert Duvall says, "No, you're not," and he drops the hammer and speeds up. He goes crazy.
So you think it's the accelerator or the shifter?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Fred, you have your hand raised. Yes.
Putting the hammer down.
I tried to give you a drum roll. Sorry, go ahead.
Everyone's very full of antics and manic energy this morning. Putting the hammer down primarily means to go very fast, especially when driving, by pressing the accelerator or stepping on the gas.
Yes.
There's your
Absolutely.
So this guy, again, my point, now proven right,
Yeah.
is I actually know him too. I don't know him anymore, but I used to know him in Atlanta. He's a good guy, but he a born fella, but he's trying to act Southern, right? Like he's gonna put the hammer down and go into the four wheel. Well, that's not what it is. They're different things. Shifting into four wheel drive, first of all, you can do even without a clutch on most cars. So, and second of all, I don't know if you want to do it while you're moving. I mean, it could be done. And third of all, that's not what hammer down means.
Okay.
They need me in there.
Let's
I do that silly fresh.
Let's go to
That Gumby gold.
second quarter. By the way, Falcons would score again. It's 14-7 at this point. Atlanta once again with the football.
Buffalo adds another man to the front. They're going to hand to Robinson right side through the first wall around the corner. Here goes Bijan Robinson. Keeps his feet. 30, 25, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Atlanta. Oh, my goodness.
21-7 in the first half, almost 28-7.
Yeah.
A touchdown call back, just a half a foot out of bounds there, right at the
Drake
goal line.
London, foot out of bounds as he reached for the pylon. Should have been a touchdown.
Didn't matter. Buffalo would score again.
Allen on the move, now flips it to Davis. He's got some space. Davis for the pylon, dives, touchdown. Bills score to open the second half as they did the first.
But Atlanta would add a field goal and end up getting the win 24-14, your final.
Big takeaway. Fred, you watch any of this game?
I did.
Okay, then you saw what I saw is that Atlanta defense is unbelievably good. I mean, really, really good. I think they're number one in the NFL, yardage per game and against the pass now. They are outstanding. And Penix is up and down, but I'd say that to say this. Atlanta's going to be here in 2 weeks. And, that game, we were taking a look at the schedule and how easy it is. Here's one problem that's in front of you. This team, although their record isn't fantastic, that defense is a problem.
Okay, and another thing I took away is Buffalo's defense, as good as they looked against the Jets. So I've seen them play 4 times now. Their defense is bad. They don't have a good defense.
They're not as good as I thought they were, obviously, with these last 2 weeks, but I think Buffalo's getting everyone's best game right
Well,
now.
Baltimore they beat Baltimore, but Baltimore put like 40 points on them. I mean, Buffalo's defense is pretty bad. First of all, the Patriots are in first place in the East now, so
Yes.
sure who thought that?
You're 4 seed in the AFC as we sit here.
All right, so they gave up 40 to the Ravens. They dominated the Jets. They gave up 21 to the Dolphins, 19 to the Saints, 23 to the Patriots, and 24 to the Falcons. Their defense isn't very good. That's going to be a problem for them. I wouldn't worry about their offense. They're missing a bunch of people on offense, but they tried to run some jet sweep with the receiver, Elijah Moore on a 4th down when they should have you got Josh Allen, just let him do what he's got to do. But they're struggling offensively right now.
They don't have Keon Coleman was supposed to be that number 1 receiver this year. That has not worked out.
No,
for them.
Josh Allen, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. What about those picks, Josh?
The one before half, again, ball gets deflected out of my hand. The one at the end there, you're in dire situations, ball gets deflected. So, honestly, if I could take them back, I'd take them back. But, I gotta be better.
Yes.
Buffalo now 4-2.
Right.
Falcons moved to 3-2 on the season.
Yeah.
No. The other game last night, which I watched very little of.
I watched none of it.
Yeah. But apparently had a good ending to it. John, did you see
There's a
it?
fumble. I know there was a fumble.
Yeah.
That
gave
Daniels
Chicago,
fumbled.
That gave Chicago the ball back and a chance to drive for the win.
It gave me a headache.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's here we go. Yes, fourth quarter as they're trying to hold on to the lead there. The Commanders and the Chicago Bears. Commanders just trying to run out the clock here.
Daniels left to right. He's got Krosky Merritt behind him. Oh, he fumbled the ball, and the Bears recover. He stuck it in the belly of the back. It didn't get there. Krosky Merritt and Daniels. It's a misfire, an opportunity. Bears have taken the ball away.
Every time I hear about Frosky Merritt, I always think the same thing. Cool mountain streams. Frosky Merritt. It's like a frozen cigarette, Frosky Merritt. That when you get that yellow and brown pack, you know to yourself, these are my dad's cigarettes.
Yeah, the Frosky Merritt.
The old Frosky Merritts. I don't know why that came to me, but yes.
Bears recover. They would get into field goal position and, of course, kick the game-winning field goal. 25-24. They beat the Commanders in Washington or Virginia.
Washington lost.
Where the hell they play.
Lost 2 fumbles. The interception by Daniels. Not a great. He kind of handed the game to Chicago.
Indeed.
If you must know.
Bruins played yesterday afternoon. Unfortunate start to the matinee affair against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Gonzalez will send it all the way across to the far circle, and in front they score. Anthony Cirelli able to redirect that pass in. Just 1:09 into the first period, Tampa strikes first.
That was after a brutal turnover by Charlie McAvoy in the neutral zone.
After the game just started, Johnny. You want him to be perfect as soon as the puck drops?
Yeah, my fault.
All right, so 12 minutes later, unfortunately.
Download to Gonzalez. Chance in front, Cirelli scores. Off the feed from behind the net by Gensel. Cirelli able to roof it. And Tampa's got a 2-0 lead, and Cirelli's got them both.
And that was after a brutal turnover by Zadorov trying to clear the zone. It was kind of a pattern at the beginning of the game.
Not great.
No.
Tampa Bay would go up 3-0 before Boston finally got on the board.
Zaka skates it across the line. Arvidsson back to Middlestat. Left circle, and he scores! Casey Middlestat able to beat Johansson on the blocker's side, and the Bruins answer right back. It's 3-1.
They eventually made it 4-3, but had to pull Korpisalo, and it could have been worse than the 4-3 final if it weren't for David Pastrnak.
And now the Lightning trying to score on the empty net, and Hagel has it stopped by Pastrnak, who was in the crease, made the kick save.
Neat. They still lost 4-3 and suffered their first loss of the season.
0 for 5 on the power play. Not good.
Yeah.
Well, I liked the way they played after the first period, like halfway through the second on. They played very poorly. They allowed 3 goals that they shouldn't have allowed, and then they righted the ship and got back into the game. I look as losses go, that not being so bad.
Geeky said afterwards they didn't find their game until the later stages of the second period. And it looked that way, but boy, that start was as bad can be. But if you want to look at the positive, this team, which was supposed to be starved for goals, got down big and got themselves back into it.
Yeah, I think that if they're 3-1. If you look at this game and how this means for the rest of the season, I mean, Tampa Bay is a very good offensive team. They made mistakes. Tampa Bay took advantage of them, and then they righted themselves, which I think is a good quality. Like, they didn't just get run out of the building. They didn't give up.
That would have been last year. Last year with Sacco, they would have gotten down 3-0 and lost 5 or 6-1.
Right. So yeah. I like that they hung around. So because I was like, oh yeah, they're on, and it was like 2-0, and then it gave me 3-0, and I'm like, oh boy, this is the first garbage game of the season, and it wasn't. They actually showed some heart. They're a lot better than I thought they'd be at the beginning of this year, offensively, everything. And it wasn't Swayman in goal. There's like it's going every other game right now. And so as long as Swayman plays well and they can score a few goals, they'll be okay. They'll sneak into the playoffs if they can keep that up.
You got a 3-game road trip now. You got Vegas, Colorado, and Utah. Those are the 3.
And Colorado, I believe, has not lost. They won yesterday. So I think Colorado might be undefeated, if I'm not mistaken. And I am mistaken. They lost to the Stars. They've lost, as a matter of fact. No, Colorado has lost. They've lost 3 times, as a matter of fact. Or, no, that was preseason. They've lost once. My bad. They've lost once. To the Dallas Stars. Pantera's band. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins lost to Tampa Bay 4-3 at TD Garden yesterday. Anthony Cirelli, 2 goals for the visitors. Bruins are 3-1. They're in Las Vegas to play the Golden Knights on Thursday night. Patriots 4-2. They're back at practice tomorrow. Their next game is in Nashville this weekend against Tennessee. Titans fired head coach Brian Callahan yesterday. Former San Diego Chargers head coach Mike McCoy is his interim replacement. And Bill Belichick told the media yesterday he remains committed to the University of North Carolina football program. And contrary to numerous reports, he is not negotiating a buyout of his contract. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Blue Sky Restoration Contractors. A coastal storm is affecting New England. If you have property damage from the wind,
One of the stranger plays in baseball happened last night between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Dodgers as they got the NLCS underway. Perhaps we should just listen to the confusion first and then see if we can make sense of it all.
Priester fires. Muncy swings. Hits a high fly ball. Left center field. On the warning track. At the wall. A leaping attempt. He bobbled it, and he brought it in. Sal Frelick, incredible. Now the relay home, and Hernandez is out. Teo trying to tag from third. And then Contreras, the catcher, runs down to third. He's ruled out. There is confusion on the field, but Sal Frelick took away a grand slam.
And bad base running at third. You've got the tag. And for some reason, Teoscar Hernandez was not tagging on the ball. The ball went off the glove, then it hit the fence and came down.
So with the bases loaded, a ball that looked like it was heading out, and the runner tries to tag and then goes home. He's out on the force out at home, and then the catcher runs to third, and the same runner is out twice?
No. The runner from second is out. Bases loaded now. Ball goes out. Sal Frelick goes back to the fence, has the ball in his glove, loses it when he hits the wall, but the ball hits the wall on the way down, and he recatches it before it hits the ground.
So that's one out.
So, no, it's not one out. The ball is in play if it hits the wall. So the batter is not out. It's like he caught the ball off the wall. You know what I'm saying? So with the bases loaded, the ball's in play. Frelick throws the ball to the shortstop. Shortstop throws the ball home. It's a force play. Runner at third is out because the ball beat the runner at third home. The runner at second had no idea what was going on. He never left. So the catcher, after tagging home and getting one out, jogged up to third and got the force at third as well.
So
double
the runner
play.
at second was out at third without ever attempting third base.
Correct. That's why it's a double play. And for some reason in the scorebook, it says here, Muncy grounded into a double play to shortstop to catcher. I don't understand how that happened. Oh, sorry. Grounded into a double play, center to shortstop to catcher.
So that's 8-6-2.
6-2. Yes.
8-6-2.
And then 2 unassisted at third base.
8-6-2 and then 2 unassisted at third base.
Yes. Double play.
8-6-2. I wonder how many times 8-6-2 has happened. I guess because the relay to short.
Yeah. I'm sure that's happened a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure it happens a lot. I'm just trying to think because it's just it's an unconventional way to get
Not
there.
in a force play at home, though.
Yeah, not in a force play at home, right.
Bizarre.
Bizarre.
And
That is true.
That was a scoreless game. It was early. I think it was like the fourth inning. And that was in game 1 of the National League Championship Series. Really strange stuff.
Where did Sal Frelick go to college? Where did he play his college ball?
Boston College. Where did he go to high school?
Lexington?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Lexington in high school, Sal Frelick.
Apparently, they were on Frelick very, very young. They wanted Frelick very young. They knew that this kid was a player.
Mm-hmm.
Very tiny, man.
First-round draft pick.
I used to see him play all the time.
Yep.
Over there for free.
He was a shortstop in high school. They moved him out to center in college, right? He played center at BC.
I know he played outfield. I don't remember what he played. I don't want to get on the record saying something wrong.
Okay.
I don't want to be saying something dumb. But, yeah, that should be a decent series. And then the Dodgers ultimately will win, and then they'll win the World Series. And then everyone will go, hooray, you've paid the most money out of anyone.
And Blake Snell was unbelievable last night.
That wasn't the fourth inning, by the way, John. And it was in the fifth when Freddie Freeman got the Dodgers on the board.
Patrick's payoff. Freeman hits one high in the air, right field. Drifting back, Churio on the warning track. He's at the wall. It is gone.
All right, and that one got out. And the Dodgers are going to win 2-1.
Yep. Milwaukee had 2 hits total.
It's not enough.
No, not usually.
No.
Not nearly as much drama in the other game going on last night between the Seattle Mariners and the Toronto Blue Jays.
The stretch and the pitch. Julio swinging a drive deep down the left field line. Stay fair. It is a fair ball. Goodbye, baseball. Julio Rodriguez.
Yep, that was a 3-run homer in the top of the first, 3-0 right away. Later on, Jorge Polanco.
Arozarena the go-ahead run at second. The next offering. Swinging a fly ball drilled right center field. This is back at the wall, and it's gone! Jorge Polanco, Mr. October. A 3-run smash over the wall in right field.
That would make it 6-3. Mariners go on to win 10-3 and take a 2-0 series lead over the Blue Jays. And now they get to go home and play maybe 3 more, maybe only 2.
Yeah.
We'll see how many they need.
Josh Naylor, 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. Look what happens when you're aggressive at the trade deadline.
Their bullpen is disgusting too. They have a fresh bullpen for the next 3 games.
So now they get a rest, and they got that bullpen rested up again.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like, if this goes, it only has to go 2, obviously, but if this goes 3 more games, they have their bullpen's completely fine. They're done. I was hearing that it's just they're good to go. Yeah.
Their pitching has always been good. Now they added 2 people to their lineup. I mean, this is when you are a team that wants to win and you are aggressive at the trade deadline, these things can happen. Seattle's always had the pitching. They've never had the hitting. And they just got 10 runs yesterday. I mean, this is at a big time of year. Seattle's never made the World Series, ever. And they decided, okay, this is the year. Everything is wide open. There's no big, screaming monster in the American League. Why can't we be this? We be those guys.
By the way, Cal Raleigh is very difficult for me to look at. He looks exactly like one of my, not just one, any male cousin of mine in Long Island in the early 80s. He really does. Almost exactly. Same build, bone structure, mustache, all of it. He looks like my cousin Philip. He just looks like my cousin Howard. He just looks like these guys. He looks exactly like them. They all had that mustache.
My Uncle David used to live in Jericho, New York, which is on the island. And my Uncle David, when I was a kid and I used to go visit him, looked a lot like that too. Except he had the longer hair. He had shoulder-length hair.
They always looked like fat MCAs. So that mustache and haircut, it just looks like it's like, oh my God, that's my cousin. That's Philip or Howard. I'm like, that's who they are. They were 10 years older than me. So I'd be they were more than that. They were probably 13, 15 years older than me. And I'd be there as a little kid, and they'd be walking around with mustaches, getting chicks pregnant real young.
Just looking at them.
Well, their mom got my Aunt Betty had had Philip at 16.
Oh.
But Howard was the last one, so there was a lot of kids in between them. And then that was she had Howard 17. She had the girl before him at 16.
Oh, good grief! Wow.
But
I was going to say he was the last one. She was 16, but 17. That makes it better.
No. Philip was 7. She was 17. Howard, she must have been in her close to mid-20s. Because she had 5 kids. So if he started 16, I'd imagine she was done by 25. I'm guessing.
That's good. Get them out of the way early. That way you can enjoy your 40s because your kids are grown and out of the house.
Oh, your kids are just dumped onto the woman's parents, my mom's parents. They were just dumped onto them.
Oh,
yeah,
that's different.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Little bit of doings at UNC, a press conference yesterday with Billy Bell. We have audio from that and so much more. We'll be back in just a moment.
Touch your It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins lost for the first time this season yesterday, 4-3 to Tampa Bay at TD Garden. The Bees were scoreless on 5 power play chances in this one, and Marco Sturm's squad couldn't find their way back from a 3-goal second period deficit.
We knew they just want to get to work right away, and we were not ready. That's why we made mistakes, and that's why it ended up 4 times pretty much on an empty net.
They'll now hit the road for a 3-game road trip, which begins Thursday night in Las Vegas. Patriots are 4-2 after a win in New Orleans on Sunday. They'll be back at practice tomorrow. Their next game is on the road against Tennessee this weekend. Yesterday, the Titans fired head coach Brian Callahan after they started the season at 1-5. Former San Diego Chargers head coach Mike McCoy is his interim replacement after serving as Callahan's senior offensive assistant this year. There were a pair of Monday night games yesterday. Atlanta shocked Buffalo 24-14, and as a result, the Patriots are now in first place in the AFC East. Chicago beat the Washington Commanders 25-24. Bill Belichick told the media yesterday he remains committed to the University of North Carolina football program. And in baseball news, the Dodgers beat Milwaukee 2-1 in Game 1 of the National League Championship Series, and Seattle beat the Blue Jays in Toronto again 10-3 to take a 2-0 lead in the ALCS. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Boston Vision. Tired of reading glasses? Imagine life with clear, crisp vision and no glasses. Boston Vision can correct your vision quickly and safely, just like they did for Boston legend David Ortiz. Book your free consultation today at bostonvision.com, because your best vision is Boston Vision. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Irish shot.
The Bruins.
Rebound score!
Play here, the Sports Hub.
Fred describes himself in 7 words.
A guy in tights and a cape.
And Hardy with blunt honesty.
I am not known as Mr. Fun.
Toucher and Hardy continues on the Sports Hub.
I'll just start with, right off the bat, some of the reports out last week about my looking for a buyout and trying to leave here and all that. It's categorically false. There's zero truth to any of that. Glad I'm here. We're working towards, our goals and the process. Had great support from, Chancellor Roberts, Bubba, Steve, and so forth. Mike Lombardi. Those people have all been great, and I appreciate all their help and everything.
Have they been great?
Really?
I don't know if Mike Lombardi's ever been described as great. A lot of discipline shown yesterday. We didn't talk about Bill Belichick because we let everyone have their day after little sesh with the Patriots. Andrew Callahan will join us at 8 o'clock. He'll will go further into your first place in the AFC East Patriots, as that is the situation with the Buffalo's lost last night, and you beat Buffalo, so now you are in first place in that division.
He can't carry this Buffalo Bill franchise.
That's right, Chili Guy. So the Athletic, we're going to get to audio from Belichick at his press conference, but first, a little bit, most of it focusing on Lombardi from an extensive Athletic article that came out over the weekend. Here it is. North Texas I'm just going to read the beginning and then I'll go down to the Lombardi stuff. North Texas quarterback Chandler Morris had thrown for 3,774 yards and 31 touchdowns when he put his name in the transfer portal shortly after the 2024 regular season. 2 days later, on December 11th, North Carolina announced Bill Belichick was their new coach. Morris, now a 6-year senior who previously played at Oklahoma and TCU, made it known he'd be interested in coming to play for the 6-time Super Bowl champion. Belichick's right-hand man, general manager Mike Lombardi, was already making the decisions when it came to overhauling UNC's roster. He didn't want Morris, who was 6 feet, 190 pounds, and did not have the strongest arm. Purdue's Ryan Brown, a 6'4", 210-pounder, who had started 2 games for a 2-10 Boilers team, better fit the mold he and Belichick were seeking. Lombardi didn't hold back, letting UNC's personnel staffers, a mix of holdovers and new hires, know why. You just don't understand what it takes to play in the National Football League, he told staffers, according to a person briefed on the conversation who, like more than 20 people interviewed for the story, spoke on the condition of man. Admitted he Of course, knowing what it takes to play in the NFL might not be the same thing as knowing what it takes to win on a college football field, or more specifically, how the more mobile Morris might be a better fit than Brown to navigate behind an overmatched offensive line. Brown transferred to Chapel Hill, but bailed to go back to Purdue later in the spring. Morris signed with Virginia, a program that hasn't had a winning season since 2019, where he led the Cavaliers into the AP Top 20. So there you go. So they passed on a kid who wanted to come into the program that took Virginia, at least for a while, into the top 20. Here is what they have to say about Lombardi. First of all, when he went to UNC in a scouting trip in 1992, he thought it was a magical place.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Belichick and Lombardi said they preferred doing their own evaluations as Mac Brown's remaining staff prepared for the Fenway Bowl. A since-departed Brown staffer still there at the time described a chaotic atmosphere. This is right when Belichick took over. Belichick had made only a few hires to that point, and they did not have defined roles. It was like a weird revolving door of people in and out of meetings. They fired some graduate assistants in quality controls, and then I realized they didn't have enough help and called a couple of them to come back after having fired them. Lombardi, who signed a 3-year, $4.5 million contract that made him the highest-paid general manager in college football after going 20 years making $5 a day on something called Vissen, has finally came to indulge in the finer things. Serves as UNC's point person when negotiating with agents. The Athletic spoke to 6 agents with clients who either played for UNC or were pursued by the team in the portal. Most described Lombardi as either abrasive or dismissive towards them during the negotiations. No kidding. And wow, that's putting people off and not being good for the program. Funny. One who took his client on a visit there said Lombardi told him, "We don't fall in love with players," and gave me the sales pitch about why would you say no to Bill Belichick. Ask Lombardi. He doesn't know. That's why his face is so sticky. Another said Lombardi made a strong initial offer to his client, then lowered it considerably over a subsequent series of calls. He made it impossible to get a deal done because at some point I'm being a bad agent for my client. So Lombardi, the school of negotiating, where you offer a lot and then they go, okay, and then you slowly lower it until they go away. You know that style of negotiating?
No, well, it's not common, so a lot of people aren't as familiar with it. But it's only for the superiorly cunning to try and pull that off.
You got a sweet cabriolet that I got my eyes on, right?
Yeah, I use VW.
Yeah, you're asking $15,000 for it.
Okay.
I pop in there, I go $35,000. I want it now. Now, what do you say?
I'm a little confused.
You hand me the keys now. So you're handing me the keys, and I go, $25,000. And you go, all right. You drive a hard bargain, and then you hand me the keys, and I go, $15,000. And you go, well, that's what I was asking, but that's as low as I could go. And I go, $10,000. And you go, no, I'm selling it for $15,000. I go, all right. I walk out without the car. That's the way to do it. Yeah. You dazzle them with a high number that you're going to give them. Most people would think that if you were negotiating, you'd go low, and then gradually they'd go high, and then you'd meet somewhere in the middle.
That's a common way of doing it.
Well, not Lombardi.
Yeah.
He's the cat who ate the canary. He chases these kids off in other ways. And even if it's, in fairness, even if it was like they liked the kid, offered him a lot of money, and then got a recruit they liked more, still that way of doing business is going to get around. It's just a terrible way of doing business. Alvin Lombardi made a strict offer to he's made it impossible to get a deal done because at some point I'm being a bad agent for my client. Alvin Gibson, an agent at Prolific Sports Group, is the father of UNC defensive back Gavin Gibson, who transferred from East Carolina after Belichick was hired. Gibson negotiated his son's deal with Lombardi. Mike is very confident in his abilities to evaluate talent. Again, an idiot who's very confident in themselves is always a failure. I don't think he's a mean person. I just think he looks at players and says, this is the production and the valuation of that. By the way, this guy's kid plays for the team. I can't say if it's fair or unfair because I don't know what his skill evaluation is. One agent who visited North Carolina with a top 200 high school recruit this spring was shocked on how uninvolved the on-field coaches were during the visit. The agent finally asked the position coach why he wasn't chatting up his recruit. You should be up his ass for 3 days, said that recruit's agent. Several sources said Belichick and Lombardi have little understanding of the salary structure in college. Unlike the NFL, salary numbers aren't public. 3 people say they overspent on some positions while hunting for bargains at others. Initially, they thought people would flock to play for Belichick and take less money, says a university source, but they realized fast that that wasn't the case. They brought in 70 new players, 41 transfers. 50 players from last year's 6 and 17 went into the portal. So right away, 50 players said, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with this.
Including several players who left for schools with bigger offers, such as pass rusher Boo Atkinson, Ohio State, linebacker Amari Campbell, Penn State, nose tackle Travis Shaw, Texas. I mean, they lost good players. Belichick came in and they lost. Texas, Penn State, recent record notwithstanding, they were the number 2 team in the country going into this season.
Went to the college football playoffs last year. They
won 2 games in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Ohio State, Penn State, and Texas. Those were all top 5 teams to start the season. Several UNC's current defensive starters are transfers who barely played at their previous Power 4 schools. We don't have one pro player on the whole roster, one of the people within the program said. Still, nobody at the university expected a problem this severe, with the team failing to compete against Power 4 opponents and likely to miss a bowl games for the first time since 2018. All right, so last week was a bye week for UNC. Belichick was spritzing around
recruiting.
Nantucket.
Yeah,
he was like dancing around Nantucket. He can't keep himself off Nantucket. He loves it so much. He can finally unwind there in the douchey valleys and tick-filled bogs of Lyme disease-ridden Nantucket.
Yeah.
God's way of saying, you suck.
You never belong.
Stop trying so hard.
Leave us alone.
Yeah. Get out of here. Stop acting like it's better. It's harder to get to it. That doesn't make it better. You're all douchebags, every one of you.
Going to give you a lifelong, debilitating, nearly incurable, and very hard to treat disease.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're douchebags, every one of you? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's just like, oh, no. It's much more beautiful out there. No, it's not. Okay, it's not. Well, all right. Fine. The restaurants are better. Huh? No, they're not. You like the people that are at the restaurants better because you like that sense of that you are in the upper crust.
Yeah.
Just say it. That's all. It's this pretending that that's not what you're doing. And it's also just a very douchey. I mean, it's like a poor man's Hamptons. Let's not fool ourselves.
Take off the salmon pants while you're at it.
I mean, this is the Hamptons. It is not. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
What do you got?
So Belichick speaks yesterday, as we heard. He opened up the press conference by saying there's zero credibility to any of these reports about me looking for a buyout or trying to get out of here. And all these other reports also wrong, like something about a divided locker room.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with all these people every day, coaches, players on the field. Our guys work hard. They have a great attitude, great energy, and we've shown a lot of improvement. We've made a lot of improvement. I think that's exciting for all of us to see, certainly for the individual players to see it, in the units that they work with. So, I don't know what kind of perspective some of those people have that are saying that, but I think anybody that's around it on a daily basis would see that, and I'm sure the players all see the improvement that they're making as this coaching staff.
Well, maybe you do take it from somebody who is there on a daily basis, because it doesn't sound like you're there on a daily basis.
No, he's certainly not there on a daily basis. No, he's not. He was gone. He went away. And by the way, this time last year during that fall break, I know he just got fired, so maybe it's not the best example. Well, it was a guy who got fired, so he was trying. James Franklin was at Dexter Southfield looking at an offensive lineman, like he was at a game. This time last year, like during this fall break that colleges had, Penn State had a week off. For an offensive lineman, he was sitting at Dexter Southfield at a game, scouting a kid, trying to get him to come to the school. Well, Belichick can't be bothered at North Carolina.
No, they did their best.
Yeah, look, when we got here, we had 3 defensive linemen. I mean, you can't practice with 3 defensive linemen. We went out and signed a lot of players. We signed players who didn't have offers, or offers that they didn't want, that were still, that it kind of, let's call it, slid through the cracks in terms of the recruiting process. We signed players in the transfer portal that were available. We were late in the running on a lot of them. We were late on in relationships. We were late on it in contacts, and we ran out of time. We did the best we could.
All right. So
it's
not my fault you gave me a job that I wasn't qualified or prepared to do.
Yeah, it's not my.
Why is that on me?
And it's not my fault that these kids all suck that are currently playing for me.
I know,
we have a bunch more games left.
That's the takeaway. You're not even halfway through the season, and you said, "Oh, you know what? If I had my druthers, I wouldn't have these players.
Well,
I'd have better players than these players."
No, because for all the issues and the hurdles they've had to come over, Mike Lombardi has done a great job, and the accolades and praise for Mike Lombardi from Bill yesterday. Oh,
I think Michael and his staff did a great job of upgrading the roster, and then it was upgraded again in the spring.
Yeah, like the kid from Ohio State that you lost, or the kid from Penn State that you lost, or the kid from Texas that you lost.
No,
those don't sound like upgrades.
No,
the 6-16 from last year, you're not as good as.
He's not talking about the guys that left. He's talking about the guys that Mike and his staff brought in.
Oh,
Fred.
Wait. How hard is it late in the process to keep a kid on your team? Like that, wouldn't that be the easier thing, to keep the kid on the team?
Oh, the kid who's already there? One would think.
You would think so. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's something that's a guarantee, but I mean, the way kids move around now, but I would think that if they'd already played a year, you could come in and at least you'd know they were on the team. You could even reach out to them before you knew. I mean, there's back channels that you could take to make sure they were around if you were taking it seriously.
I don't know.
I mean, they played in the bowl game, you would think, or at least they were around before the bowl game.
Yeah, they were around in December when they were preparing to come to Boston for the Fenway Bowl. You didn't have to go too far to find them.
No, he didn't go to the Fenway Bowl.
I don't know anymore. It's 12. I need that, please. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know how things work.
The world is changing.
That's right, Mike. All right. So he did a great job of improving the roster, but it's not just about finding the best players, Fred. That would be easy if he was tasking Mike Lombardi with finding the best football players out there.
We're in the business of developing players. That's what we've done. That's what we're going to continue to do. And, Mike and his staff are looking everywhere for those players, not just talent, but, the right kind of people and that have the right work ethic and team first attitude to bring into this program.
I've heard that before. I don't want the best players. I want the right players.
Yeah. Well, the right players are getting their ass kicked every day, Bill. This is a problem.
Build the culture first. The score will take care of itself.
Yeah.
We're not here about the score. We don't care about the
when
score.
these 17-year-old kids come in, he'll be 74. So he can look to build that culture up pretty good.
You would think a guy in his mid-70s would try and win now. No, we're not doing that.
With a slob with a head injury as his GM. So right now, North Carolina is 15th in the recruiting rankings. I look that to get down to about 30th. I'm not kidding either. There's no way that they hang on to these commitments unless they're paying him an ass load of money, more than anyone else.
So let's get down to it here, where a guy by the name of Pat Welter from WRAL steps in and
Howdy W.
We're all. He's Bill's up there talking about how things are improving and the culture's great and I'm not going anywhere and everything's looking really good and everybody's on board for this process. And this one lone reporter has this to say in his question.
Last game was 28-3 after the first quarter. People clearing out after halftime. Statistically, UNC has gone from a perennial bowl contender to statistically one of the worst teams in college football right now. And people in this building are upset. Fans are upset. The people that brought you here stuck their necks out to bring you here. I mean, can you acknowledge, you're telling me that you believe this process is working?
Perfect.
You didn't expect that in North Carolina.
No. All the reporters in Boston who didn't ask you this question when you were winning 4 games, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, Boston media. You just got laughed by Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Way to go, Pat. What does Bill have to say?
100%. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a learning curve. We're all in it together. But we're making a lot of progress, and the process.
Usually at 74, you're learning like how to ceramics or some sort of card game that mahjong. He's just
learn how to play cribbage.
Yeah, he's just kicking around how to run a college program, which is why take someone like from a Tulsa, or why take someone from an established college coach from a smaller program and bring him in, like the guy from Indiana that went to that coached at James Madison. He brought a bunch of his kids in, and now they're in the top 5 or whatever the hell they're in since Indiana.
Yeah,
Indiana's number 3. Like, he's only been coached there for a few years. Why get a guy with college experience when you can just bring in an old man that doesn't know what he's doing, who tails around an idiot with him? Go ahead.
Remember how old Marv Levy was when he finished coaching the Buffalo Bills? You looked at him like, oh, my God.
He looked like he was 100. He looked like Sparky Anderson.
Okay. He was younger than Bill Belichick is right now when he quit.
Yeah.
So there is one bit of good news from all of this for all of us, and that is about that documentary, which we heard was shelved and wasn't going to happen. Bill?
It's still a work in progress, and we're working through a few logistics on it. So no real update at this time, but there will be something.
Yeah, we're trying to find an outlet dumb enough to make my girlfriend the head of it.
No, that's not what's going on at all. They're just waiting until maybe they win.
Oh.
Like, if they win one week, then they'll make a documentary about that win.
It'll be the shortest documentary ever.
It's going to be a few weeks, Fred, before that happens.
The funny thing is, I bet you he has no idea with the documentary. I bet you he has no idea what's going on because he's put his life completely in other people's hands. He just gets led around Nantucket like a piece of garbage. Like plankton, just led around. With his idiot kids. Now I've been told his kids are idiots. So now I don't know if that's true or not, but no one's coming out of this looking good.
They bringing a loser to another loser town.
Mike Lombardi's like 60, so I wonder what he's going to do for the rest of his life. Because, you can put him on as a stunt guest to get people pissed off, but, he can never get a job in media. He already's been on Visson, the company Visson, which I can't imagine is a very lucrative career.
No.
If you're someone with connections to Belichick and all that stuff and you get a job on Visson, you're a complete failure. He's a failure at everything he does.
So let's keep an eye on this Pat Welter guy from WRAL. Let's see if he's available to attend press conferences after this.
You want me to reach out to him?
Let's reach out to him.
All right,
too.
get him tomorrow, maybe?
Yeah.
Or just talk to him off air and ask him to ask things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ask about any upcoming photo shoots. What are you doing for this Halloween, Bill? Candy and costume.
Or if Mike Lombardi's up there, he can just ask him general interest questions and see how many he gets right. or little logic problems to see how he's doing. Have him knock on Lombardi's head to see what places are skull and what places are lead.
See if you can find the soft spots.
Yeah. By the way, he's from New Jersey. He ran around saying he's from Philadelphia, so he's probably from like Cherry Hill. And he said as he walked the streets of like whatever town in Philadelphia, that lying prick. You're from Jersey. Get out of here with your Philadelphia. You're over the bridge. It's not the same. Like acting like you're from South Philly. You're walking around in Cherry Hill, you piece of garbage.
Oh my goodness.
Poser. You can't even write your own history right. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy.
is doing that kind of stuff. It's easy to buy in, and I mean it leads to a chance at their end, and we get a 5-on-3 about it. So it's a great save. Wish we could put one in for him.
We are Toucher and Hardy. Fluto Shinzawa is a senior NHL writer for The Athletic. He covers the Boston Bruins. He's kind enough to join us today. Hi, Fluto.
Good morning, Fred.
Good morning. They took their first loss yesterday at home against Tampa. Down 3-0 in that game. They came back to make it close. What did you make about their performance yesterday, and how would have that game gone, in your opinion, last year? Would it have gone any differently?
It would have gotten out of hand last year. It would have been 3-0 and see you later. Try again in Vegas. I think you have to, if you're the Bruins, you have to be encouraged in terms of pushback. That yes, there were some really bad mistakes in defensive zone that leads to Tampa getting out 3-0, but full marks in terms of fighting back, punching back. No, I don't think we would have seen that last year. For whatever reason, it would have kept on rolling. It could have been 6-0, 6-1 Tampa. And yes, you look at it and say, okay, these are mistakes that this team can't afford to make in terms of they're not, like most teams, they're not designed to chase leads. But yeah, I think the coach, of course, he's discouraged about some of those mistakes, but I think he's quite satisfied in terms of the buy-in up and down the lineup of guys saying, look, no, this is going to end. We're going to be in the fight, and we're going to make a push.
Yeah, in terms of how they played in those first couple of games, did you get any sense, Fluto, that maybe if they weren't ahead of schedule, that maybe things were progressing in a way for Sturm to look at it and say, oh, this is going a little better than I expected? I mean, he seemed to get the buy-in early. He seemed to get guys playing at least as well as they could, even if they don't have all the pieces that perhaps he would want for that early on. Things look to be going a little better than he had anticipated.
It's a good point, Hardy, in terms of, I don't know, maybe the coach, maybe Marco did expect things to be this early, just because he's confident in his skill as a coach, and he's confident in at least knowing the character, if not the skill of his team.
Right.
But it's absolutely impressive how rapidly the players have bought in and are playing the way that he is encouraging them to play and executing what he's been drilling into them in camp. It's been from out of the blocks, full sprint, in terms of collective identity. Of course, the skill is not there. Of course, there's mistakes being made. But I think what I notice is the sum being greater than the parts right away, and that reflects very well on the coach.
When Marco Sturm was brought in, we heard about how he was going to punch up the power play a little bit. I know they came up empty on the power play yesterday, but overall, how has the specialty team units look to you? Night and day, John. Power play, what I see is movement. We could see it last year, maybe even 2 years ago. It was stagnant. It was predictable. It was, okay, let's try and get Pastrnak the one-timer. And then teams would sit on that all day. And what happened at the end of last year, they had to move it around. They had to get him out of that left elbow, and he was on his strong side, and they put Geekie over there. And yes, it did lead to results, but it was still, it was too stationary. And what is it now? It's interchanges. It's quick puck movement. It's guys like, okay, yes, Pastrnak, that's his office, but we've seen him move around a lot. He's up top. He's on the right. He's down low. Same with the other four players. With Steve Spott, the assistant coach who's in charge of the power play, it's been all about movement, quick, rapid, being unpredictable, spot on. And PK has been good, very good, aggressive at times, pack it in at other times. Goaltending's been very good. So that makes a huge difference in terms of results when both special teams are rolling. And overall, when we started the season, I think a lot of Bruins fans were worried about scoring depth outside the top line. I was just counting it up while you were answering it. I think 10 different players have goals scored this season. It seems like that's going in a positive direction as well.
Yeah, another encouraging sign. Of course, your top guys, they're going to have to lead the way. And I think we see a different player so far in Elias Lindholm. And that's only going to make David and Morgan better on that first line. I think there's more to give on that second line. I think that's going to be a line that Marco's really going to have to manage in terms of defensively, how he wants to deploy them against dangerous opponents. But yeah, you go down the lineup, that third, fourth line as advertised. They are a pain in the neck to play. They are north-south. They're coming right at you, physical, strong on the puck. Yeah, it's been, again, it's amazing to see how much of an influence coaching can have so quickly. And clearly the Bruins made the right decision in hiring Marco.
So go ahead.
No, as the season progresses, so you've got the buy-in. They're playing hard. They're playing the way Marco wants them to play. What would you see being their, if not their undoing, but the biggest thing that they have to overcome? Is it a lack of goal scoring? Is it a lack of depth? When you get down to that third line, what's going to trip them up here?
Yeah, lack of skill, depth at every position.
Okay, that's bad.
That's a problem, right?
Hey, this is clearly a work in progress. If your top line goes quiet, can you rely on Casey Middlestat to really drive the offense on the second line? We'll see. You're asking a lot of a rookie in Fraser Minton to drive the line on the third line, and let's face it, Janot and Isamont, they're career fourth liners. And the fourth line is what it is. You go down the defense. You already have one injury in Hampus. Marco's already shown that he's going to be careful in deploying Mason Lohrei in defensive situations. When it's really crunch time, it's going to be 4Ds that he's going to be relying on in Charlie, Peak, Lindholm, and Zadorov. And then Korpisalo, there's a clear separation already with how good Jeremy is. And will be, and you wonder about Korpisalo, and they have no choice but to ride him because of the schedule of how many games there are. So yeah, depth at every position. That I think that is going to be an issue.
Yeah, they have so many games in such a short amount of time in the beginning of the season. Ideally, how do you think they would parse out the goaltending? What kind of rotation do you think they would use if they could choose?
Just realistically looking at the schedule, it's going to have to be a split. Yes, Jeremy will get the Vegas game whenever that is, but then it's travel, and then it's back-to-back Colorado, Utah. So they're going to have to split that, and then you travel back home, and you have a travel day, and then you're right up against the Florida of all teams at home. So that you have to share the goaltending, and then I think it's every other day for the rest of the month. So yep, no choice. Look, Jeremy's in great shape. He is absolutely poised to regress to his career standard, but it's just you're playing with fire if you start riding that early. I think for now it's going to have to be 50-50.
Well, it's certainly a nice start to the season and something that a lot of people weren't expecting. And this road trip is not easy. But it will be interesting to see how they do the first real test on the road. Thank you, Fluto. We appreciate it so much. Fluto Shinzawa from The Athletic covers the Bruins. He's the best. Thank you, Fluto.
You bet. Have a good day, guys.
All right,
Thanks.
appreciate it. There you go, the great Fluto Shinzawa.
That's the thing. I mean, they don't have top-end talent top to bottom. Not many teams do, but the Bruins really don't. I mean, they are thin in a lot of positions, but if you have Swayman, if he can just do this for the entire season, getting paid to do it that way, but if he can do what he's done the first couple of games of the season, they're going to win a lot of games. And they're going to win a lot of games 1-0, 2-1. Like, it'll be boring to watch, but I think at the end of the season, you'll be very happy with the outcome if he can do this.
Well, 1-0's not necessarily boring. What's boring is 6-1, 5-1.
Yeah.
Those are what are boring games. 1-0, a lot of drama, certainly in the third period. A lot of pressure on him to ask him to win 1-0 games, pitch shutouts. But you do what you can. But it has been nice. It's been a nice beginning of the season while they've had the platform, Well, they've had the attention of everyone before Johnny's Celtics. Not everyone's as focused on these watching Luka Garza get pulled out of games because he can't rebound. Not everyone's so focused on
So
that.
you are paying attention. Good for you.
I didn't see the game. I read.
You read about it.
Yeah,
all right.
I do read. I get 17 local papers a day. I sit down.
A week from tomorrow, Fred, it all starts.
He gets it handed to him in a hot sheet first thing when he wakes up in the morning.
I get the
servants come by and they give you the packet.
Louth comes by with a 3-ring binder. That's my.
Why don't you just call him on your way in? Have him give you the rundown.
Yeah, he gives me my.
He's already in the car. I'm sure he'd be happy to help.
He probably is.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you get for living that far away. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essentials. Line presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins now 3-1 after a 4-3 home loss to Tampa Bay yesterday at TD Garden. Morgan Geekie, his second goal of the season, but the Bruins now have a loss on their schedule. The next up for them, a 3-game road trip which begins in Las Vegas on Thursday night. Patriots players have today off. They're 4-2. They visit the Tennessee Titans this Sunday. And the Titans fired head coach Brian Callahan after a 1-5 start yesterday. Former Chargers head coach and current Titans senior offensive assistant Mike McCoy is its interim replacement. Patriots also in first place in the division. Buffalo lost again last night, 24-14 in Atlanta. And Bill Belichick met the press yesterday. He denied he's negotiating a buyout of his contract at North Carolina. He added he is committed to the program. I know. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Sparks. Sharpen your hockey skates at home with the Sparks Sharpener. Be ready for hockey season. Head to @sparkshockey.com and use promo Sports Hub at checkout for $50 off. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8 o'clock.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sport.
Then what's your purpose? On that surface looks like a circus. All these clowns around pull the curtain. She looks like she want me for certain. All that lurking won't get a Birkin. Searching for something you cannot hide. Looked in the wrong place.
Oh, disgusting.
What's wrong, Fred? Fred's
Mike Lombardi.
Very much beside himself. What's happening?
All right, hang on.
Okay.
You talk while I do this. Now I'm in investigative mode.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
People are chiming in on my tailgating plans for the weekend.
There are some emailers that are mystified.
At UMass.
Yeah.
I totally understand if your daughter was tailgating and wanted you and another friend's family to set up a tailgate, but having them already tell you they won't see you that much, who are you tailgating for and who are you grilling for? Random kids who don't have parents that come? Yeah, the Ryan Beatons of the world. His family wouldn't visit him on family weekend.
But did Ryan never go to the tailgate? That's what I want to know.
Or families looking for food or randoms like an Adam type? Confusing. Yeah, I'm not sure. All I know is that I have to be at UMass on Saturday, and we're going to the tailgate, and I might as well do it up. So
if you didn't go to the tailgate, what would happen?
Nothing.
Okay.
But then what do we do? What do we do all day?
It sounds to me like, the Hangar is a very famous place. You could go there.
Oh, yeah, I love just hanging out in bars.
I'm not saying for the entire day. There's nothing in and around campus. I'm not saying
I've walked around the campus. I've walked through the big, cute little downtown Amherst that people seem to love. There's not a lot.
They still got a Mystery Train record store there? That's a good place to go.
Oh, yeah, I'll go to,
go record shopping.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wife would love that. She loves to dig through the bins.
Yeah, great digging.
All right, Fred, what's the problem with Mike Lombardi now?
All right, so Mike Lombardi put, growing up near Philadelphia, I resisted the urge to become a Phillies or Eagles fan. He said, my bias wasn't tested as I roamed around the North Street playground. First of all, you want to see the North Street playground? That is quite a... who wouldn't
That is
remember?
rough and tumble.
That is... but more than that, it's just a playground.
It's a little...
It's just like in Brighton or anywhere else where there's just a playground. Way to name... I thought it was like Rucker Park or something, You name check the playground you grew up. Like the Canterbury... As I roamed the Canterbury Commons slide. Jesus Christ, what the hell's wrong with you? So the words are... Growing up near Philadelphia. Now, here's the exercise. What is considered near? If you grow up, if you're near Boston, I grew up near Boston. What are the no one look it up. What are the geographical equivalent? What radius do you have to be? Within how many miles of the city do you have to be growing up near, would you say?
Growing up near? And ask it again.
If I say I grew up near a city, how close to that city would I have to have lived? Meaning,
at maximum 20 miles.
I was going to say less. I was going to say 10 or 15.
How about 80?
Oh, Jesus.
80 miles from Philadelphia. He grew up on the Jersey coast. He grew up where people...
Shore? Really?
He grew up right by Atlantic City. He grew up where everyone's got houses... Oh, he might have been grown up by Margate.
Ocean City, Margate? Where's he from?
Well, John is I
know exactly
a Jewish man who doesn't
go... I know exactly
Yes, he grew up down the street from Margate.
Where? What town?
Ocean City.
I know exactly where that is. I go there every summer. I know where Ocean City is.
Now, that's Philadelphia, growing up around Philadelphia?
No, it's not. It's not even close. Now,
you grew up by Russia.
People from Philadelphia go there for the summer. But
if you buy a house somewhere to stay, that means you don't live close enough to that place to enjoy it without staying there.
No, that's a long drive. That's insane. That's insane behavior is what that is.
Growing up near Philadelphia. What a jackass. I don't know how much closer he is to Philadelphia than New York. Not much. Let's see.
It's a little bit further, New York.
I know, but how much? How much? How much further?
An hour longer to New York City.
You're right. It's about a little under an hour longer.
Yeah,
but not a tremendous amount. It's just as preposterous I don't think people are commuting from Ocean City, New Jersey into Philadelphia back and forth every day.
No, they're not. No.
Ridiculous. What a fool. And he writes it all down for all to see. No wonder you were only a fan of the 76ers, whose greatest era, in your point, was the era.
The Allen Iverson era.
Well, that's not why he says it. The Larry Brown era.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Larry Brown era.
I don't know why he wasn't a fan of the Larry Brown Pistons. Didn't the Larry Brown Pistons win a title?
They did.
If you're such a Larry Brown fan, why didn't you love the Larry Brown the stood no chance against that Lakers team?
Oh.
The last great
team, capital T team in the NBA
that won a championship.
Now, I grew up around Detroit, well within the constraint. Right. I grew up on between 12 and 13 miles.
You were 5 miles outside the city limit.
I was 5 miles outside the city limit, so I really grew up around there. Uh-huh. And it's a very cool thing that no one else in the world has ever done, growing up by a city. And I don't even like the Pistons. So you 60 miles outside of Philadelphia, get out of here.
Something with your
okay, the Defiance thing, yeah.
No. This is more of your proclivity to root for teams that you have very little geographic connection to.
Well,
all right?
I've explained that to you.
Yeah. But it's
my parents aren't from Detroit, and they're not from. And my parents are from New York, and their parents and my dad's parents are from Missouri. Like no one's from the same place.
Okay, but
and my mom's dad's from Ireland. Like no one's from anywhere.
But 2 generations removed from your St. Louis Cardinals fandom, right? If your grandparents.
Well, no, my father. My father would spend summers in St. Louis and go to the games, so he's a huge Cardinal fan. And then when they were good when I was little, and my dad was super into them. And my dad didn't express a lot of emotion or express a lot of interest in me. So when the Cardinals were on TV, that was a time I could go into his room. Like I was allowed into his room if the Cardinals were on. If you need a psychological explanation, so I stayed a Cardinal fan. Next.
Okay. I don't understand why you couldn't end up being a Pistons fan.
I could have been, and I went to a lot of games. My dad that was the games I saw the most, was at the Silverdome and the Palace. I saw the Pistons the most. When I was little, I loved Georgetown because of Ewing, and I loved the Lakers. The Pistons sucked when we were little, remember? And my parents didn't. My dad didn't even follow basketball, so I liked those Laker teams. They were on TV as much as the Pistons, as far as I was concerned, unless you had Channel 50.
When we were real little, they sucked. But
when I was in Cub Scouts, Kelly Tripucka was on the team.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he sucked. Kent Benson, Ken's kids, I remember.
Yeah, Kenny tried to sell my mom a water softener at Cone World in Troy.
And that will get you when you're the number 1 pick in the draft.
Really?
Yeah, he had a little side hustle going.
How about that?
When my sister was
they used to not make as
ice
much
cream
money.
Cones.
Yeah, no kidding.
But you were in your formative sports years when they won back-to-back championships.
I'd already been in
Bad
grade,
Boys.
and I hated that team.
You didn't like
12?
the Bad Boys at all?
Isaiah Thomas was a dick.
Well, that's
Remember,
true.
I went to
All
Isaiah
of us
Thomas
in
basketball
Boston
We
camp.
didn't know he was. Oh, maybe you knew.
I knew he was.
Well,
a
the
dick.
rest of us didn't know he was.
Oh yeah,
a
he was a
dick yet.
huge dick. Yeah, like I didn't. He was like mean, and I didn't like him at all. Like he was mean to me.
Lambier ended up being maybe like the actual good guy of that whole group.
Well, which
is ironic.
Well, if you think about Lambier, a lot of it was that he was white, and a lot of it was that he was from a wealthy family, which I get because I put the same wealthy family thing on people. But all he really did was stand up for his team. Like they make him like a crybaby and stuff, but he really wasn't. He was like a tough guy. Like being like if you look at him now compared to how people cry now about everything, like what Lambier did was just sticking up for his team. And I hated Lambier when he played.
You're asking me to like Bill Lambier?
I'm not asking you. I didn't even know you were involved in this. I'm talking
sorry.
to Hardy.
I see.
No, of course you're not going to like Lambier. But I hated those Celtics teams, too. Those Lakers were fun. They ran around. They had Magic, who, I knew was going to get AIDS, and I was like, I got to get on this as much as possible. Plus, I knew he was going to open up all those movie theaters.
I looked at him and said, this guy's going to need my support.
Exactly. And I'm never going to back away. And you know the Jets because of my the family in New York. You know that. And then Cardinals. And then I like the Bruins. I never really liked hockey that much until I got to Atlanta. So that's the story, my friends.
All right.
Because your parents grew up in Detroit, right?
Well, no, my dad was born in Virginia, but I mean,
there wasn't much going on there.
No, and he wasn't like a huge sports guy to begin with. He liked the Tigers, so I grew up listening. We listened to more Tigers game than we watched them.
Yeah,
because we'd be outside and you would always have Ernie Harwell on the radio, so we listened to tons of Tigers games.
But those Tigers fans were so bad.
Go get 'em, Tiger.
Like those early mid '80s Tiger games were like a hellscape.
Bless you, boys.
They were like there were the troughs. I'm sure this happened in Boston too. They had troughs and girls. You'd be a little kid and girl come in next to you, woman, and start peeing in the trough.
Mm-hmm. That was Fenway.
They were
when I
like
was a kid.
animals.
Oh, sure.
Tiger Stadium was like a bunch of animals. Like these downriver hicks would get in there. They'd be out of control. They all had mullets and mustaches. They used to let you bring your own beer into the bleachers. So then they had to shut the bleachers down. Look at any highlight from the 1984 season, and 99 out of 100, the bleachers will be a black tarp because they were just like, we can't do it. It was like animals. You saw what happened when they won the World Series. Animals. Tearing up throwing bottles at everyone, breaking up the stadium. It was scary. Going there was scary as a kid. And not the neighborhood as much as that inside that stadium.
No, Fenway, the bleachers at Fenway, late 70s, early 80s. When I was young, it sounds a lot.
Yeah.
It sounds much the same.
Yeah, there was like no rules. It was scary.
Yeah,
like,
it was
and
bad.
people trying to fight my dad and stuff. Like, I didn't like it at all. I was a wimp. I didn't like it at all. I didn't care for it. It was weird seeing like adults act like that. All right, we'll be back in just a second with Andrew Callahan.
You're listening.
On the road against Tennessee this weekend. The Titans yesterday fired head coach Brian Callahan yesterday. Former San Diego Chargers head coach Mike McCoy is his interim replacement. They were a pair of Monday night games last night. Atlanta shocked Buffalo 24-14. And as a result, thanks to tiebreakers, the Patriots are now in first place in the division. Also, Chicago beat the Washington Commanders 25-24. Bill Belichick met the media yesterday and insisted he's not leaving the University of North Carolina.
Some of the reports out last week about my looking for a buyout and trying to leave here and all that, it's categorically false. There's zero truth to any of that.
North Carolina's 2-3. They're coming back from a bye week. They visit the Cal Bears late on Friday night. And at the baseball playoffs, the Dodgers beat Milwaukee 2-1 in Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. Earlier in the evening, Seattle beat the Blue Jays in Toronto again 10-3. Mariners lead the ALCS 2-0. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the $14.99 Big Deal Meals at the 99, like the new grilled teriyaki chicken available every Monday through Wednesday for just $14.99. You gotta love the nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
New England plays here.
Down the right side, there's a separation. Yeah, touchdown pass. Yes. Perfect dive from Drake May.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
Hey, listen, if you've got to go, we understand, but make sure you bring the Sports Hub app with you so you can hear more of Toucher and Hardy.
That's what I want on my tombstone.
On the Sports Hub.
Just being able to understand when they may pressure, when we need to get out of bounds, controlling the clock, really getting into that drive, that 2-minute drive, and sacks kill 2 minutes. So we were able to get the first down, and I felt like that gave us a flow and a rhythm to that particular drive there at the end of the half.
Brought to you by Ram Jack New England, your local foundation repair experts. Visit them at ramjack.com. Andrew, hello, sir.
Good morning, fellas. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
He's a little nervous. He's a little nervous being here.
No, I'm just unhappy with myself. So I'm grateful to be back.
What happened?
A grown man
small
who's been looking up stats for 30 years suddenly has lost the capacity to do that for a bit about stats.
Oh, you got the yips.
Oh, boy. I got something, yeah.
He's got the stat yips.
You got the stat yips. Why, did something happen?
That's unusual.
Did something happen last week?
Not just one thing, just 3 things out of 6 weeks, I think, so far, maybe 7.
Well, there was that.
Don't ask me. I can't count anymore.
Last week was the Super Bowl thing.
We did have an emailer saying, you left out the.
I had tweets.
The Rams Super Bowl. That was a 14-point dog.
I had your back on that because the Pats were the home team in that Super Bowl.
I also said that was the Super Bowl by definition is a neutral site event.
I would love to take the lifeline you're all giving me, but I can't because the question was about upsets in primetime. And so the issue was, when I looked this up, this is not an excuse. You just know what happened. I screwed up. There's no more technicality arguing anything. I just sit here and I take it. I looked up on StatHead, wonderful site. You can see anything you want, search whatever game by the playing surface, the time, weather, whatever. The night games, they qualify 7 o'clock or later. So I'm like, primetime, that's 8 o'clock. It's when you tune in for all these big events, award shows, etc. The Super Bowl, of course, does not start at 8, does not start at 7, it starts at 6.
Yeah.
So it did not show up when I looked that up.
Right.
That's all. But, look, I can't come in and give stats if they're not actual stats.
Yeah, that's true.
We had your back on that one.
A birdie told me that Fred had my back.
I did have
We
your
all
back.
did.
Yeah.
You sure? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I appreciate it. Sincerely.
No one. I don't recall anyone arguing with me. I just said. I said it's enough. Like it whatever. It was. It didn't affect anything. Like it didn't. Like it wasn't the reason. No one went, wait a second, the Super Bowl, they have a home and away team. Like, whatever. Like, it didn't.
Well, it's just the time, right? Like, everyone's watching, so I guess that makes it prime time. But if you were to say, what on the clock, if you were to point to prime time, what would it be?
Well, 7 p.m. at 11. The earliest.
7 to 11
so
is
Super
prime time on Sunday. 8 to 11 during the week. But and never on Saturday.
Now, having said all that, I wish I had caught it in the moment and said something about the Patriots underdogs against the Rams in that Super Bowl, just to see the look on your face.
Oh, my God.
And the realization that maybe you should have included that.
I sat in my car.
His head would have gotten red.
I texted. Yeah, it
would have.
I texted 12 after. I was like, I sat in my car for 10 minutes afterward because I go downstairs. I had been on no sleep. Stuff's going on. and I just sat there.
What's
and
going on?
I wanted to go hibernate with the Bears is what I wanted. I just wanted to leave and see you guys in the spring. But we're here. I'm glad I'm back. We have a bulletproof 2 stats and 1 line today.
Bulletproof.
We have run this through the Elias Sports Bureau.
Kiss of death right there.
Wow.
We have run this through the folks at MIT.
You understand that means everybody listening is going to parse every word you say.
Yes. Granted, this is a little different 2 stats. We had to go back to the most basic of the basics. So
okay.
This is not some sort of grand 2 stats and a lie. It's just straightforward.
All right. Well, listen, whatever it takes you to get over them yips, it's just a matter of letting the ball by your face at this point, Mackie Sasser style. I understand what's going on.
Like Ramondre Stevenson had 8 rushing yards on Sunday. True or false?
Did you pick the guy who's fumbling? Because that's what I've been doing as well. Is that where the mind went?
Oh, come on, Andrew.
Did you ever see the documentary with Mackie Sasser who couldn't throw the ball back to the pitcher, and the way that they got him over it? He never played again, but the way they got him over it is that they would sit him in a chair and literally put a baseball by his face, and he would freak out. He couldn't even be around a baseball. So right now, you need just someone with a calculator in your peripheral, just sitting there touching the buttons right now. You can't go crazy with this stat. You got the yipperoos.
You know what I heard? One great line though.
Justin Fields,
another pitcher who couldn't just throw to first. I wish I could remember the coach and the player, but manager goes out and says, I want your dumb bleep to look around the stadium. How many people do you think are here? He's like, I don't know, 20, 30,000. Manager goes, so you think you're the only person in this whole stadium that can't throw it right over there? It's like, oh yeah, I guess I can. And then he walked off and everything was fine. I was like, that's great. No matter what you're doing, if you consider enough people, you think you're the only person that can't do X. So anyway.
That would not relieve me at all.
Really? I would think about it and go, yeah, I'm sure pretty much everyone in this building can throw it 60 feet to first.
I would say, okay, let's say most of the people can't do it, but none of them are getting paid $10 million to do that as part of their job.
Yeah, but the salary's not a piece of it. It's just you think of all the little kids are here, all the, old folks who can barely lift anything.
None of them have to answer questions after the game why they can't do it.
That's another version of I'd like to see you do it. That's what a coach is telling his player. Don't worry about the fumble, Ramondre. Half of these people in the stands, they'd cough it up every carry.
Nobody else has to sit in front of a microphone.
That's
for
terrible.
Oh, who cares about the media? I think that's fine. Look, hey, snap out of it. You can do this. A bunch of other people came in. You're not the only one. There you go.
Do you know that's from Moonstruck, a movie that you say you haven't seen, and you just quoted Cher.
Oh, we haven't really lied.
Caught him.
I think you have seen it.
Did you watch Moonstruck in primetime?
If there would be commercials, I couldn't do that. All right. So listen, your New England Patriots are now first place in the AFC East. They stand alone in first place in the AFC East. Buffalo's now lost twice in a row just because they were on last night. Recency bias. What is going on with Buffalo?
Buffalo has a receiving problem because the Falcons did what the Patriots did to Buffalo, just at a higher level. They blitzed a lot. They played a lot of man coverage, which says, we'll play you straight up. We think our guys are as good as yours, if not better. And so as good as Josh Allen is, we've all seen him scramble around, extend plays, do this and that, run himself. He has to throw the ball generally to someone. If those someones are not open within 2.5 seconds because they're sending an extra rusher, he's got nowhere to go. So that was it. I think they have to trade for someone at the deadline if they want to make a real push to the Super Bowl. Granted, this is a wide open year. Chiefs, maybe Broncos, Colts, and that's it in AFC. For serious contenders with them in that inner circle.
But what if Buffalo? Is there a chance Buffalo, ends up going 10-7, and the Patriots could win this division?
Sure. Last time you asked me, does this have a chance, and it involved the Bills and the Patriots? And I said yes. The Patriots then beat the Bills. So we've got 11 more games to go. Let me do the math. Yeah, 11 more games to go.
And that's I'm not even talking about the Patriots, which we'll get a lot more into. I'm talking more about the Bills. Is there a way the Bills only win 10 games this year?
And here's the other part about it. The receivers, again, they need more talent on the outside. They need a lot more talent in the middle of their defense, too, because they play this very much a pattern match, zone coverage. That's their base stuff. They don't do a lot of it, but they're very good at it. They're trying to do that with maybe the worst safeties in the league and a slow linebacking core. Shaq Thompson, who had that near pick, dropped it on the Falcons' last drive there last night, is maybe 36, 37. Like, you can't ask those guys, once the route's declared, to go from zone to man over and over and over again. They're too slow over the middle of the field, and that's why the Patriots hit them with play action 43% of the time. You get them going in one direction.
You sure about that?
If that's the wrong stat, I'm
43?
the smaller stupid stuff, I'm all over. But which is to say, like, the Bills don't just have a receiving problem. They got problems in a bad spot in their defense, and you can't fix all three in the middle of a season.
Right. And so you think they're vulnerable. When you look around the AFC, who I know no one's like a juggernaut, and with the injuries to quarterbacks, that's really affected everything. Is there anyone that you think is kind of like bulletproof in that they'll definitely be one of the top seeds AFC playoff team? Like, who would you least want to play right now?
That's a good question. I think I would still go with Kansas City, as crazy as that sounds.
It's Mahomes.
But it's Mahomes.
Thing.
They're getting healthy, right? Or they're getting guys back, Rashid Rice. Their defense always gets better throughout the year. And that is a credit to coaching. We know Steve Spagnuolo is maybe the greatest defensive coordinator ever. Okay, so we get that they're a little bit older. You've got problems too. But when the rest of the league is going, Denver's not sure they have like a great quarterback in Bo Nix.
Denver's defense is so ridiculous, though. Denver's defense is nuts. But go ahead.
No, I'm
Bo
with you.
Nix isn't that great.
But if you're in a low scoring game, it's not like you feel like you can't beat them. You know, like Bo Nix is very much feels like system quarterback. The Colts, it's granted they
it's
play
just
the best
the
football than anybody.
situational stuff with the Chiefs. If you're in a tight game with them and you're keeping it close and you've got them in a 3rd and long, you have no trust or no sense that you're going to get out of this thing as long as Mahomes is in the game and taking the snap. It's like, no, they can get this. They can get this a variety of ways that it's almost impossible to defend against.
Yeah, and then it becomes like, well, the officiating and da-da-da-da-da, and I don't know how much of that is actually the officiating and how much of that is just that they're that good, that you think that they're exploiting some kind of thing. Back to so since I brought it up, the officiating, that was a real problem on Sunday.
Oh, my God.
Is that the worst officiating you've seen in a game?
Ever. Since I covered high school football. And I take to now, I know Bob Ryan's strong disagreement, a no excuses attitude of like, I think this is loser behavior to blame stuff on officiating. And the Patriots lost. I would have said, I'm sorry, that sucked. There were big plays. You just have to do better. But you had the head ref, Adrian Hill, who I don't know. I'm sure it's a very nice man. Couldn't even stand in the right direction to announce to the television audience what the penalty was. Like, he did that a couple times, had to turn around. Yeah. And these are just these phantom calls. So I led my column with that, saying, look, these are the games the Patriots have to win. Bad teams on the road, no letdown, etc. But also overcoming stuff that I think would have distracted the last Belichick teams, the Drod Mayo team last year. And they're going, oh, we can't beat the refs and the other team. Mike Vrabel's Patriots did.
So let me ask you something, specifically on the Stephon Diggs offensive pass interference call that negated what would have been the second Pop Douglas touchdown. When that happens, and it happens so late, is the call coming from New York on that at all? Was it the official on the field who threw the flag? And more importantly, can't New York also get on the phone and say, hey, that didn't affect the play, it's away from the play, pick up that flag, swallow the whistle, let's move on?
So there's an overhead official at every game, and I have to look this up, but I believe they're more involved with inside a 2-minute and then this automatic ball spotting that goes on, you know, when you have the corrections like we had last night in Atlanta. There was a ball that was marked short. They said, no, that's a first down. Falcons basically get to run up the clock and kick a field goal. In that instance, there was a referee on the field who threw a flag. Why he threw the flag will never be known to me.
Right, because it was a bad flag to throw in the first place.
His explanation made no sense to Mike Reese. I know you guys talked to yesterday, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he thinks they're winning the Super Bowl.
After we promised him. Promised him.
I'm just joking.
And I texted Doug.
I'm just joking.
Who was there, because I didn't go to New Orleans this weekend. And I said, what happened? He goes, I was watching the guy who threw the flag the whole time. Because they're way high up in the Superdome. You can see everything all at once. He goes, I have no idea what they were looking at. And there was no penalty. They called like downfield blocking when it's a simple stick route combination, meaning you just go upfield, same guy to your left does the same thing, and you turn right, and it's a spacing concept or it's a quick out against man coverage. Like, it's just a catch-all. Everyone runs this. There's no blocking there.
both guys have their hands on each other. I mean, at worst,
and the DB initiated contact.
Yeah.
But like, if he's blocking, what is he blocking for? There's no one behind him.
See, what it's kind of, you're screwed if you're an official, because really, if you're just like not sure, you shouldn't throw a flag, right? But then everyone goes crazy because you didn't see it. So now what they do is I saw it in the Lions game too. The Lions had their extra point team out there, their kicking team out there, because they thought Goff scored on that touchdown, and the refs got together. Now the refs were right, but they got together. Apparently, I didn't know the rule, but they got together and, for 10 minutes talked about it while everyone just sat around not knowing what was going on. It's like they're under this pressure, and that was inexcusable officiating during the Patriots game. But I do understand that normally you would just go, I'll let it be. And then, but then there's 20 minutes between plays, and they're sitting there showing it, and then so, like I'm sure they're all like, okay, like, did anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, it becomes, your default should just be let them play, but that can't be your default anymore. So now it's calling plays. I mean, calling penalties 2 minutes after a play's over. I saw it twice on Sunday.
They got back to the sideline.
Yeah.
They had to go, oh, no, Drake.
Goff was sitting down with his helmet off. Now, they ended up kicking the extra point, but they were going to go for – he didn't know if they were going to 2, so Goff had to get up during the Lions game, take his helmet, and, like, start putting it back on because, I mean, had an iPad in front of him. Like, it was over. So, but they were right in that game. Now, would it have been more fun because it was a cool play and no one really knew the rule and they didn't throw a flag if it was like, but then everyone would lose their mind because they didn't call it right. You know what I'm saying? So when my point is this, and I probably already said, so I'll stop with this, is that if they're like hand checking and there's crap down the field, they should be taught, and the fan base should be taught, when in doubt and when it's 50-50 or it's 60-40, just let it go. That would make everyone happier.
So there's no more difficult sport to officiate in America than the NFL. It's not close. And I don't say this as this token, give them a break. Again, that was the worst officiated game. That had me considering for the first time in my career, like, gambling conspiracies with how bad some of these calls were. And it wasn't just that one, right? Like, Stephon Diggs' second OPI. I think that happens every game. They don't call it, whatever.
And then they don't call the pass interference right afterwards.
Gets mugged.
That's right.
Pantsed, thrown against the wall on this incompletion that he otherwise would have had.
Next play.
No flag. Pop Douglas gets mugged on a third down. No call. There was stuff that was overturned twice on Mike Vrabel challenges, who should have just gotten 10, by the way, after that. I might need them. And you had other stuff that they're constantly reviewing and overturning. So it wasn't just one instance. It was horrible. Like, that was going to be the story coming out of New Orleans had they lost or gone to overtime.
This crew sucks.
Instead, you were just like, okay, the Patriots were the better team. But, man, what happened there?
All right. We have Andrew Callahan, who's a little he's got a little bit of the stat yips, nothing to worry about.
I got some good stats, though, from Sunday. Did all the film work yesterday.
All right, he did a little film work. He came in here all prepared with his film work. Sounds good. We got a little film work.
These stats that you determined, or did you see them like somewhere else?
Look, when I screw up just reading,
stop it.
I just
stop it.
Maybe it's
you came in here worried as it is. You keep poking.
No,
him.
maybe
Come
it's
on.
the time for him to outsource some of this stuff a little bit.
Don't come on. Just let him do his thing.
Today,
leave him alone.
Today, Hardy can say whatever he wants.
What?
But they're my stats.
I got news for you, Princess. I can say whatever I want any day.
I don't know though. Now I might change my mind.
All right. Well, everyone's being mean to each other. I don't like this at all. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Toucher and Hardy. Remember, I'm the one who defended you when you were in here. Andrew Callahan, at least you could do is throw me a bone. Andrew Callahan, use your network. Andrew Callahan, of course, covers the Patriots for the Boston Herald. And a very exciting game on Sunday in that this team is now in first place in the AFC East. You mentioned the challenge flags. Mike Vrabel is quite an in-game coach, but we knew that coming in, right?
Yes.
Because he outclassed Belichick.
That was 19 playoffs, right? Where it was something about penalties and the clock running, and he bled the clock dry.
Yeah, there was a loophole in the rule book that no longer exists, which allowed them, if you're, punting the football, to take certain penalties, and it could be a false start, it could be, any number of things, and that you would just get a re-over, but a do-over, and the clock would keep going. And so they did that against the Jets in a throwaway game at a peak of Bill's pettiness on Monday Night Football at 33-0. And Mike Vrabel's right-hand man, who's now the Patriots VP of Football Operations and Strategy, Stretch, otherwise known as John Stryker, saw that. They pocketed it, and then they used it against Bill in a game that mattered, in a game that was close in the playoffs, and ultimately gave Brady basically one possession, and then Julian Edelman dropped later. They had to punt the ball back, and it was over.
By the way, real quick, we didn't talk about this. I saw this live. Did you see in the North Carolina-Clemson game, Belichick called a timeout with a second left in the game? And ESPN went to studio, and they said, because of that, essentially, about these words, because of that ridiculous timeout by Belichick in this blowout, we're going to go to the other game. I swear to God, that's all true. And I saw it live.
See, I gave up on it.
Oh, no. Why would you give up?
Not at the end. I figured, okay, I've seen him take his lashes. That's enough.
What?
I'm good.
That's exactly. If they were up, I would turn it off. But they were down. That's pure pornographic fun. Seeing him calling a timeout with 1 second left.
I think they said something, too, because I watched this. It was flipping around. It was like, there's no other games. I guess they'll just, maybe they'll score. And ESPN goes, well, since they're taking a timeout, we will, too, from them. Go somewhere else.
Okay, so he saw it, too. Yeah, they were, Bad-mouthing Belichick for taking the timeout. Yeah. It was pretty funny. All right, so what do you make? Hardy was talking about this yesterday. If you want to, pick at things that, maybe could use improvement. The running game certainly wasn't overly effective. Was that by did they adjust at some point in the game when they knew they weren't going to be able to do that? How does that reflect for the future? Does that concern you?
Yeah, two things do concern me offensively. Number one is the running game. It's the worst in the league right now, and that's by EPA. It's bottom 5 by yards per rush. You have issues with getting to the second level and securing blocks. You have guys like Jared Wilson, who's been much better in pass protection as a rookie at left guard than I've expected, but is not strong enough at the point of attack. And then there's one play right at the goal line. Do you remember, they get down there third quarter. It's at the 2-yard line. They rush for 1. And then second and goal from the 1, they go backwards 3 yards. So they ran this play power, which is very common. And he's supposed to pull from his left guard spot over to the right. And a very common tell for plays like this with a pulling guard like Jared Wilson is sometimes they will set back a little bit further doing, hey, I got to get on the move and go over there. So he sets further back, and I tweeted this clip yesterday. And that's an immediate tell, especially considering the Patriots had their longest run of the day to Travion Henderson, 7 yards, on power. Javon Gacho used to play here, points at him. Guy next to him shoots the gap immediately, and they get the 3-yard loss. So those tells and the stance stuff isn't happening every week. But the bad timing, not getting to the second level it is. And the last thing I'll say is this. The second thing I'm worried about is play calling because this was a terrible second half for Josh McDaniels. Travion Henderson right now, for the super stat nerds, is the least efficient rusher in the league by rushing yards over expectation. Meaning, when they track the GPS location of all the defenders and all the blockers and what you should get based on all the running stats and all the history that we have, he is getting a yard, 1.2 yards fewer than he should be per carry.
Oh, wow.
And you see that with some impatience. That is the worst number in the league by that stat. I think he'll get better. But this is a guy I was praising a couple weeks ago going, he got much more patient. Pittsburgh game was no good. Carolina, thumbs up. He was back to just running straight into defenders again in New Orleans.
So you can see that on film. You can see him.
Yeah, some of the stuff you go, I don't know. Ramondre Stevenson, for example, got a horrible pass blocking grade for Pro Football Focus. And that's not, stats like I just referenced with Next Gen Stats. But I'm looking and going, okay, he let up one pressure where he had a successful cut block, And the other stuff, he's passing off stunts better than some of the linemen are. Like, really got his nose in there. But the grade said, he was terrible. I didn't agree.
Did you see the play? And I think it was Travion Henderson when he was just in like a 3-point stance or something.
I tweeted this out.
Okay, you did. You're the one who tweeted it.
I said he's Madden glitching right now.
No,
He's just,
that's right. Not
shuffling
blocking
over,
anybody, just
doing
kinda-
nothing.
Yeah, he was looking at a basketball
I did
defensive
see that,
stance,
yes.
and he was kind of just like, but he looked very intense.
Well, and the thing was that play rolled in his direction.
Fear. And he didn't move.
To the right.
He just kind of pivoted.
And if he just turns around because it's 3rd and 1 and takes his shuffling arms to Drake May, there's a catch. And he just was blocking nobody.
Do you think that he might? This kind of goes along with the rushing stat that he might just be completely lost. Like when they call a play, like it's as simple as he doesn't know where to go.
No, I don't think it's that bad.
Okay.
The pass protection is bad, though. And I think he probably got away with a hold on the second touchdown to Booty. So the second touchdown thrown, but the first one to Keyshawn Booty. It's extended play. May goes up in the pocket. Like, the pass blocking has not been what it was advertised at Ohio State. I don't think it's for lack of effort. I just think there's a tendency with rookies, especially guys with his speed, like, I want to get to top gear. Let me go. And that's the impatience with the running. When he's shuffling like that, though, I'm going to ask him about it tomorrow, especially as the guy who tweeted the viral clip. Like, hey, do you want to say anything to me?
It. Oh,
yeah,
that's funny.
Well, I just ripped it and just was like, I don't know what this is, but he's glitching a little bit. There's no one in front of him. What's he doing?
That was pretty funny.
But you play long enough, everyone has snaps like that. So his just happened to be Sunday.
Well, people stole it from you. You're not getting the credit you deserve because I'm not even on Twitter. I saw it on Instagram. Someone stole it from Callahan.
It happens.
You got to put like writing over it.
Watermark
Like
on
a watermark on it.
That's a good point.
That says Andrew Callahan found this. All right, gentlemen.
Yes, wide receivers. Obviously, this time it was Pop Douglas's time to shine. But I'm wondering, are the wide receivers performing well, or is it just Drake May making them look good? The argument is, would any of these Patriots receivers be starters on good teams?
Diggs would. Keyshawn Booty might be a third guy. And Pop Douglas probably not. But you can see why ignoring them altogether is a bad idea, right? Like, that was a tendency breaker on that call. It's a very simple play action concept, but you're not expecting the 5'8" dude to go deep. So he does. He gets open. He's fast. He's quick. As far as Booty, though, it's so interesting because that touchdown I just referenced, his first one, contested catch grab. Beautiful throw by May, who gave him a chance. So in that instance, you go, May's elevating Keyshawn Booty, who had no separation. Booty also, before that catch, and Mike Charity pointed this out in my podcast last night, is fighting like all hell just to get downfield. And that's a kid who I think 2 years ago would have been like, F this, he's holding me. If I don't get a flag, I'm just going to stop. And instead, he keeps fighting. He goes to the end zone. The play extends, and he's open. So for him also to win in that back shoulder throw, I think is really reflective of the work he's put in. He's matured, Keyshawn Booty has, more than any young Patriots player I have covered in the last 7.5 years. And the other stat that's telling about this, and this is true,
he's got the yips.
He had 4 of their 6 catches. It's amazing to watch this happen in real time.
I'm just trying to slowly but surely build back credibility and have a little fun.
Yeah.
He had 4 of their 6 catches against man coverage. So when it's one-on-one and Drake wants a guy to throw to, he's looking at him. The other 2, of course, went to Stephon Diggs, including on a 4th down. And Drake goes to Diggs more in critical situations than anybody. Maybe any quarterback receiver duo in the league. They're getting away with it now. But ultimately, Diggs is delivering. So, yeah, one or 2 of them can start.
Are we to the point where a defensive coordinator, say Tennessee defensive coordinator, has to look and go, oh, my God, we got to stop Stephon Diggs this week?
I probably would early and then hope that buys me time late when I single him up because, the Patriots didn't throw all that often. There weren't a lot of design touches for him. In fact, that same play I'd referenced that for a third time, Booty's first touchdown. They had this fake screen to the right. It's a pump seam play where you fake a screen like a bubble, and then the 2 guys who are quote-unquote blocking go downfield. That was their leveraging of the Saints understanding, hey, they want to get the ball to Diggs. Except they didn't bite. So I think everyone understands, like, he's producing a whole lot, but there's not a lot of juice still left there. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a guy you need a safety over the top because he's running 4-3.
That was my
Diggs.
point.
But on third down, I'd throw a double at him or 2, and then late in the game, if I discourage May from looking at him, maybe add in some pressure or roll somewhere else.
All right. What the hell was I just about to say? I had a whole thing.
Was it about the receivers?
Yeah. Do you think anyone else could be a starter for him? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
No. You mentioned that Kayshon Boutte has matured and that he's gotten better, and you've seen that. Drake May has done this a couple of different ways now. He's spread it around. He focused in on Diggs and the Buffalo win. I think Kayshon Boutte ended up being the go-to guy after. Looked earlier on, it might be Pop Douglas. So is he getting the most out of these guys right now? And can they continue like this, or it's just a matter of time before they need to just say, okay, we need to get him an actual number one?
He's getting the most out of them. I think that's unquestionable. And part of it is the accuracy.
Is it the ceiling for these guys? What you've seen from Boutte right now? He's matured so much. Are we seeing the best that he's going to be?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so, no. Because, he's a third-year player, right? In his first year, he's out of shape. He doesn't have the right attitude. Second year, there's still some of that lingering around. This year, he's in the best shape of his life, maybe since LSU. And he's reminded everyone, hey, I was going to be a first-round pick after my freshman year, which fans would remind me, and I go, that's cool. 2020, I had hair. Like, this is a long time ago. We don't need to hear about Kayshon Boutte's freshman season. But the point is, I don't know how much better he'll get this year. He's clearly excellent in the contested catch situations. And one-on-one, you can go up and give it to him. But Drake May has to put the ball there in the exact spot where he has a chance, and he's been doing that. So how much do both of those sustain at the same time? I don't know. But Boutte, I think next year he'll be better than he is right now.
But I think the overall theory is the next box that really needs to be checked is to get this kid a number one guy. If he's doing all of this with decent to good receivers, what would he do if he actually had a threat that defensive coordinators had to lose sleep over?
It's a good question. The crazy thing is when you talk about okay, he's doing well with these receivers, he's not just getting by. This isn't survive and advance. This is conquer and dominate. They're the top 5 pass offense in the whole league.
Yeah, he looks like one of the best quarterbacks in football. There's no question.
I think, and I wrote this today in my film review, that if they want a simple fix, and this is not easy, but it is simple, you need to upgrade the run game because that can be just as efficient as all these kind of dink and ducks. And then when you take your shots, which are often schemed and timing as much as just a dude gets open.
Trade for Breece Hall.
That's another option. I see is if you get your running game going, that's another receiver who you can just kind of hand off to for 5 yards instead of throwing it to him.
John dismissed that whole notion yesterday.
Doesn't want Breece Hall?
I didn't say that at all.
I'm kidding. He didn't do that. All right, we'll be back in just a moment because we need the time to play 2 stats in 1 lie. A very wounded
gun shy.
It's who's really the contestant on this?
We're going back to basics. We're good.
He came in scared. We didn't poke him at all.
Who's the contestant?
We're not scared.
Who's the hunter and who's the prey?
Yeah, seriously.
My Lord. All right, we'll be back with Andrew, a very damaged Andrew Callahan, a very sad Andrew Callahan in just a moment. Some say the saddest, some very good people.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins lost for the first time this season yesterday, 4-3 to Tampa Bay at TD Garden. They hit the road for a 3-game road trip, which begins Thursday night in Las Vegas. Patriots are 4-2. They won in New Orleans on Sunday. They'll be in Nashville this weekend to play Tennessee. And the Titans yesterday fired head coach Brian Callahan yesterday after a 1-5 start. Former Chargers head coach Mike McCoy is his interim replacement. Bill Belichick told the media yesterday he remains committed to the University of North Carolina football program and is not leaving. And in baseball news, Dodgers beat Milwaukee in Game 1 of the National League Championship Series 2-1. Seattle beat the Blue Jays in Toronto 10-3. Mariners lead the ALCS 2-0. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the DeMoore McKim School of Business at Northeastern University, where MBA and master's degree students build vital business skills through experience. Connect at northeastern.edu/business. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9 o'clock.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
To my two stats and a lie. Two of these stats are obviously the truth. One is a lie. Some imaging with this would be fun.
It is two stats and one lie. Andrew Callahan from the Boston Herald, who has been mentally struggling as he continues to make mistake after mistake and get called out by our audience, who sits around computer in hand to check every aspect of everything he says. There's been so many controversies so far this year. He's got this weird thing where if all three are lies, you get 3 points. Which really, if you wanted to play to win, you would just every week say they're all three lies, and then you would hopefully get to 6 points, and then no one else would get to 6 points. But we don't do that because we're gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What is the scoreboard, Hardy?
You don't care about Andrew. He's got 10. But you have 2. Wallach has 2. I have 1. I went with all 3 lies last week. And I'm telling you, just game theory alone, he's only had 1 so far. We're into week 6 now of the season. There's got to be another one here soon.
Coming, yeah.
He's talking about how he's doubled down. He's really, really checked these this week. This could be a 3-lie week, but I don't know if I can take that chance, especially since Fred says that's not playing the game fairly. I'm going to listen to him. I'm going to listen with an open heart and an open mind and make my own determination.
Because what would happen if you were doing game theory is when Hardy did all lies, then you would just go all lies. You could do that every time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you would ultimately beat Hardy because you have you have 1 more point than him. But anyway, I don't know the name of this contest. What is the name of this contest, if you would?
It is called...
All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Let's do this. It takes 2 stats from the other night, and one lie, see if you can get it right.
Yes, the official name of the game is It Takes 2 Stats from the Other Night and One Lie, see if you can get it right.
And one lie, see if you can get it right. All right. What are the stats, my friend?
So, I said earlier,
Don't
we're
jump
going
the
back to basics. I thought to myself, what do I know better than the Patriots? And I don't know much, so the list is not long. But I said, and forgive the self-involvement on the front end. I know Andrew Callahan a little bit better than the Patriots. So this is an Andrew Callahan edition of 2 stats and a lie.
Interesting.
And this is going to relate enough as Hardy makes a face. Number 1. I have filled in as a host on all 4 weekday shows on this station. Number 1. I have filled in as a host on all 4 weekday shows on this station.
Okay.
Number 2.
Hold on.
Okay, sure.
Does that include the...
How about I just tell you?
Does that include the 3rd chair or on the night, 2nd chair?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you count the baseball hour?
No. Just the 4 main weekday shows.
Do you count both Toucher and Hardy and the previous iteration of the show?
What?
It doesn't matter
All right.
because he's
Just a
guest
time
hosted
slot.
on this show.
Okay.
This show,
fine.
He's
filled
guest
in as a
hosted. I got
co-host.
news for you. He's guest hosted on this show.
Yes.
Since Rich has been gone.
Okay. Very good.
It's been 2 years almost. 2 years. It's been 2 years. Go ahead.
Number 2. I have covered all 4 of Boston's major pro sports teams for at least 1 game. Number 2. I've covered all 4 of Boston's major pro sports teams for at least 1 game. Okay. Number 3. I did not travel to New Orleans and may miss the show soon because we are expecting a baby boy.
All right. I got it.
I did not travel to New Orleans.
I got it too.
And might miss the show soon because we are expecting a baby boy.
All right.
I got it.
I got it too.
Yeah, it's so easy.
This one's pretty
It's
easy.
so
Let's
easy
let
this
John go
week.
because you and I know. Go ahead.
I think all 3 are lies. I'm going all 3 lies this time. I think there are little subtle differences. I don't know if he's been on all 4. He's covered all. I know he's covered Celtics. I know he has covered Red Sox and of course the Patriots, but I'm not sure about the Bruins And I think all three are lies. That is my answer.
Okay.
That is what I am factoring in.
John could be right,
Yes.
but we know number 3 is a lie.
Yes.
And why is it a lie, Fred?
Because it's a girl.
That's exactly 100%. I am with you all the way. Now, do you want to run the risk of John getting 3 points? Because I don't know if he's ever filled in as a host on the night show. That's the one that's tripping me up badly.
All 4 the Herald's a disaster. So you know that he's covered all 4 teams.
Has he ever covered the Bruins?
Whatever, man. He's got to write about all of them. I mean, like, if that's the lie or a lie, he's opening up a whole other thing because he's never written it. Because then people will go like, "Well, you wrote about the Bruins or you wrote about this or that."
Yeah,
it's opening himself very vulnerable. The Herald, him and Kite are the Herald. So the only 2 people that work there. Howie Carr,
I'm going to object
throw
to that
stones. I'm just kidding.
There's a lot of stuff. I know it, but
all right. Yes, you finally had to speak up.
I will stick with my gut and say number 3 is the lie. Final answer.
I'm saying number 3 is the lie.
So we came into today with the tie. Fred and Wallach at the top. That tie is broken. Wallach is right. All 3 are lies.
Yeah, I hate this. I hate this. It's stupid. I don't like it.
He opened him up very vulnerable.
Like
so you've never written about...
Never covered a Bruins game. Never covered the Bruins at all.
Never written anything.
I had it. I had it in my hand. I said the Bruins.
I would have bet anything today Hardy was going to get me. And then as you open again about this could be the 3 lies, I don't know, we talked about it. I almost did it last week. I told you. I was like, he's going to get me. And then Wallach starts, and I'm like, all 3 of them are going to get me.
Well, it wouldn't have been fair to all say they're all lies. What?
2, 2, 2, 2, 2 steps. 1, 1, 1, the 1, 1, the 1 line. 2, 2, 2, the 2, 2, the 2 steps. 1 line, 2 steps, 1 line. Now come on, Andrew. Tell us 2 statistics from the game. But also, please tell us 1 lie.
Or 3 lies.
Unless it's one of those 3 weeks.
All right. Oh, it's 3 weeks, so there's 1 left.
One week left.
All right. So, and you have what show have you not hosted on? Felger
Never
and Maz?
filled in on Felger and Maz or the Night Show.
Yeah, they got that whole Dondero situation happening.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm surprised you've never filled in as a host on Felger and Maz.
I'm not.
Didn't sit in for all 4 hours?
No, I don't think I've even done an hour with them or the fill-ins. But like holidays, I'm here.
They'll come running in here in a few minutes. Actually, in December of 2023,
that's right,
day after Christmas, Andrew Callahan was on from 2 until 4.
That would be the best. If this week tripped him up after all of that.
I'd shut my phone off. I'd shut my phone off. You'd never.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Wouldn't that be great?
Louth, go through the
honest to God,
spreadsheets.
if Joe Murray called up and said, "Wait a minute."
That would be funny.
My memory's that bad. I can never come back.
Oh boy.
Oh wow.
You gotta. Oh boy.
You don't do this to me.
The next hour
Louth,
is
go
gonna be a
look through
problem
everything.
for you.
Louth, go look through everything.
Stop.
And by the way, does anyone have like LexisNexis where they could go through and see if he's ever like said anything about the Bruins?
Yeah, ask Jeeves.
LexisNexis
Covered them for at
worked.
least 1 game.
Do they still use
have.
LexisNexis?
No, I thought you were talking about a car.
Oh.
Oh no, that was a search engine.
No, but it went through. It was a specific search engine that went through all the periodicals. Like it wasn't just
you
like
had
Google.
to go to your college library to get access to it.
Of course he would know.
Maybe you did.
Yeah,
all the time.
The baby boy detail, is that just what made you think it was a girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plus, you can't like go. We're having a kid, and then just not have it.
I
Like,
guess
just faked it.
Lost in all this. Congratulations on the baby.
Thank you.
Well, we all have kids. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Do you think I'm happier right now having a baby girl coming up, or Wallach right now with 5 points and a 3-point lead? My man is like post-coital over here. He's so excited.
I am very happy.
Makes me happy to see my friend happy.
I was the big loser last year, so I'm happy to be in the lead.
Don't count your chickens yet, Johnny.
When is your wife due?
Early November. So I'll miss about a week, and then I'll come back to the rest of the season, and then cover the team through about or I'll take a leave again in about April. So I'm not going anywhere.
Had you made the announcement that you were having a baby before?
No, did not
Oh,
tweet
the
it.
baby's
Haven't
gonna
done
be here in
anything.
like a month.
A little bit less, yeah.
And you haven't said anything?
No, I mean my family, friends know.
Yeah, so that shows you where you stand.
Wow. So you're long past the point of being safe to tell people and all that stuff. You just haven't mentioned it.
Because he knows no one cares.
I announced it on the show. Is that not an honor unto itself?
It really is.
Like 2 days before the baby shows up, it's really not much of an announcement.
Well, I think it's lovely. All right, Andrew.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. There's many people that write it to Harold.
Andrew's got 2 stats, but he's got one line. He's got one line. Andrew's got 2 stats. Andrew's got 2 stats, but he's got one line. He's got one line.
All right.
Woo! Come on, girl.
All right, Andrew, thank you so much. We'll be back. It was a very sad day for John. As much as he enjoyed this, it was very sad for him. Something ended a couple days ago. We'll have that for you in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub. A coastal storm is a...
the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
And we're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Oh my God!
Why is this his last show? He sounds good.
Oh my God!
He sounds like he could do it for another 30 years.
84 years old.
Oh my
Ryan
Lord!
goes, he sounds like Winnie the Pooh.
Wallach's crying.
That's what he sounded like.
So one great thing about being on the radio this long is sometimes you'll just, in your brain, can create a backstory for someone. And then a lot of times it ends up being accurate. Like what you've come up with in your brain happened with Eddie Money. Started just like as a random character I did. And then we talked to him and he was exactly like the character. Lombardi. All these people, like you create these backstories and it ends up being true. With John, when we were first getting to know John, like we were like, John kind of looks like a nerd. So we were like, did you listen to Dr. Demento? And he's like, yeah. And we're like, yes, because he's of the age and of the temperament of a Dr. Demento fan. Now, Dr. Demento, it's all about novelty songs.
Mm-hmm.
He was the guy who broke Weird Al Yankovic. That was like his big claim to fame. Dr. Demento, he wore a big top hat and he was
Hawaiian shirt,
a huge nerd. Like,
yeah.
Oedipus had Coldplay. Carter Allen had U2.
Right.
Dr. Demento had Weird Al.
Yep,
yeah,
that's right.
And you could argue Weird Al is bigger than those two bands. He really could.
Still touring.
Yes, absolutely. And John, being the expert of great humor, as evidenced in all these songs, we've pulled clips of some of the songs, but he played, John, I'll have you know, 40 songs that day.
Okay.
And, of course, what was the last song that he played?
The last song had to be Fish Heads, Barnes and
Yes.
Barnes. It had to be Barnes and Barnes.
Okay, listen, and just listen to how funny this is.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads.
That's the wrong version.
Eat 'em up, yum.
Is this
But you still get the?
Is this like an
still get the
alumni
gist
or
of
a karaoke version of this thing?
Probably, yeah.
No, this isn't the original.
No.
That why was that supposed to be funny? They played it on MTV all the time.
Yes.
By the way, everyone's losing their mind because MTV, quote unquote, is going away. First of all, they're getting rid of all the European music channels.
Yeah, it's still here in the U.S., right?
Yeah, but no one. MTV is still empty. MTV only had one channel when it started. During its heyday, it only had one channel. And now in the UK, it's back to one channel. Now that channel doesn't play music, but it has Jersey Shore and I'm a loser pregnant chick that's in high school.
They won't answer.
This is the original.
Why is this funny? Honestly, tell me. Like, what about that was appealing to people?
I don't know.
But you listened to it.
I know. I listened to it a lot, and I think it was one of those deals where when it was happening, it's like, oh, this is a little different. No one's listening to this.
Is it because it's like absurd?
Probably, if I remember correctly. Yeah, probably because it's just. Yeah,
I used to remember when I was a kid going like, why is this supposed to be funny? I knew it was supposed to be funny.
It's not supposed to be funny, Fred. It's supposed to be demented.
Well,
that's the difference.
What's the most?
Now
there's
I
a
get it.
song that's just straight up scary that he plays that you people seem to love.
Oh, is it? Now, there were two songs. When I think about Dr. Demento, there were two songs. There's that one, and then there's a song called Dead Puppies by Ogden Edsel.
Let me see if Dead Puppies is on here.
Is that on there? Is it number 2? Okay.
No. Oh, yeah, Dead Puppies.
Dead puppy.
Yeah. These are the two songs that were most popular when I was a kid.
Yeah, but I get like this joke. Dead Puppies are it's a horrible.
That was the premise of
Yeah.
the last show too. John was he used it as a top 40 countdown for the most requested, most popular songs from. The
So John likes
55.
Dead
years.
Puppies. I understand because it's like offensive. Like, oh, everyone loves puppies. Now you're talking about how they're dead. But number 3.
Okay, so he's already identified the top
Okay.
two
Right.
songs of the top 40 list that Dr. Demento played on
I
his last
do want to
show.
get to number 3 though, which
Okay.
is the third to the last song. It's really famous. You'll know it.
Okay.
Go ahead. When they're chasing him around with the butterfly net, I'm like, every time I see that now, I'm like, Yeesh, a little hot under the collar.
She's tied it up and I can't find anything.
It's like every time I'm like,
Miss
now I'm back
Sakamoto,
in the
you're
straitjacket
beautiful.
again. All right. Now let's just get to like your favorite ones.
There has to be at least 2, 3, 4 Weird Al songs in here somewhere.
Yeah.
right?
Okay, so which ones would they be? Which one would be the first Weird Al? Because he keeps it kind of classy.
Yeah,
He doesn't.
what's the highest ranking? And I'll give you a hint. It was number 9. That's the highest ranking Weird Al song.
You're not going to get it right.
Okay. How about the first thing I can think of? Another One Rides the Bus?
Okay, that's number 17, and you're right.
okay.
That should be his first one.
Okay.
But this is supposed to be funny, too. Listen to this.
Oh, this is Yoda.
No, this is Yoda. Another One Rides the Bus is terrible.
Yeah.
All right,
and then
so-
there's another one that I remember. I Love Rocky Road. Remember that one?
Yeah, okay.
Is that on
I
there?
had MTV. Yes, I remember
Okay.
that. He had
right.
Amish Paradise is the other
Oh,
one
all
that he
right.
has on there.
Okay.
All right,
Which is very funny.
We don't have a clip of this one, so I'm sorry to bring it up, 12. But there is a children's poet on this list who co-wrote a lot of songs. Johnny Cash covered one of his songs. The poet who wrote "Where the Sidewalk Ends."
Oh, Shel Silverstein.
What song did he have that Dr. Demento played? It's number 11.
Is it really?
Yep.
He's a hippie.
Yeah, he's barefoot.
Communist.
I don't know.
It's called The Smoke Off.
The Smoke Off?
We don't even
Okay.
have a
All right. Anyway, so okay, so you played Yoda. Now, John.
Yes.
If you had to, one song that Dr. Demento plays is straight out of your life.
I was
What
looking at the
number is
same
it on-
one.
what
I
number
was
is it
looking
on
at
the
the
list?
same one.
So I can have
All
the
right.
clarity.
13.
I know exactly where you're going with this. It's Fred Blassie, Pencil Neck Geek.
No, but that's on the list.
Oh, yeah.
Something from your childhood.
Something that like is your life, not you don't think of yourself as a geek. This is your life. This could be about you, like you writing it. It's from your perspective.
A young Jewish boy.
Oh,
you don't know the?
No,
I know this
that
one.
I don't know that one.
This is a song that Dr. Demento played. I know this song. It's
Okay.
because it's widely known in comedy circles as like just. This is Alfred E. Newman.
It's a gas!
What do you think's gonna happen?
Fart?
No, it's 60s. Can't fart.
Ah!
Yeah, John's like legitimately laughing. John thought that was got a kick out of that.
Just him perched next to his radio. No pun intended.
Yeah,
Listening to this, smiling.
Yeah.
Just like, I wonder what girls from class are listening to Dr. Demento today. All right, what would be your favorite Dr. Demento song? We can see if it's on here. Just your personal favorite
My
one.
personal favorite?
Because there's Boobies and Ale, you know,
Yeah.
that song by Frank Zappa, but no one likes that. Frank Zappa's unlistenable. So what do you, truly an unlistenable creep. But
See, I like Yoda. Yoda was my favorite. If you want to go through it, I liked Yoda. Yoda was the best.
Okay, it doesn't. It's not a coincidence that we just played it and it was on your mind.
No, I
You
would
didn't
have
to
said it
think?
anyway. We've gone through this before, and I said you guys played like the first 2 bars of it, and I said, "Oh, that's Yoda," and we did this like 6 months ago.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, you know,
no,
you
it's
only
true.
get one last run. Are you at all sad that this is ending?
No, I hadn't listened in a long time.
But it doesn't. There's nothing that makes you feel like nostalgic, like this is ending. He's gonna die.
Sure.
And like this was such a part of my youth.
It was a part of my youth. It was every Sunday night. You were talking about the radio station last night. What radio station was it?
WCOZ, we figured out.
COZ. When I was a kid, Sunday nights at 8.
There's one song on here that's not a song. It's a classic comedy routine. It came in at number 22 on Dr. Demento's final show from his all-time top 40.
Okay.
A comedy duo performed
By the
this
way,
sketch.
it's a special one though. It's from the Charity 78 version.
Okay.
So you know Dr. Demento was at some kind of like Lincoln Library or something going through the 78s.
Old school comedy duo. This bit has been redone 100 times over. It's a classic.
You love.
but it's not a song.
It's about things you love.
Who's on first?
Yeah.
Very good. John.
I don't know.
Will you please stay on third base, Mr.
How is this a song?
You want to know? What is the fella's
It came
name
on at
third
number
base?
22nd in the Dr. Demento's final song of show of songs.
I don't know. Third base.
Let me ask you something. There's a novelty song you guys have not mentioned, and I'm wondering if it's on the list. It's called Shaving Cream.
Wow,
Benny
John,
Bell.
well done.
Is
Not
that
only
on
is
there?
it on the list, number 4.
Wow.
Shave every day and you'll always look.
You used to play this as the intro when you guys had Jerry Remy on the show for the short period of time before he got fed up with you and decided he didn't want to call it a show anymore. I loved it because every week you would intro him with this song and Fred would ask him questions about his mustache. And God bless him, he's gone, but he was humorless. And he did not enjoy that at all, which made the bit that much fun.
He was not happy. No, I remember that.
All right, just see how many of the songs you can rattle off out of the top 40 that are left.
Okay. There's a song
Pencil
called...
Neck Geek was number 6, by the way.
Yeah,
Well,
Pencil
that's
Neck Geek
classy
was
Freddie,
number
Freddie Blassie.
Yes.
There's only one. Let's see. There's a song that I remember called Wet Dream. Dada?
Maybe not
Number
for the last
7.
show.
Was it number 7?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, keep
Kip
going.
Adada, yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
of course it's Kip Adada.
Kip Adada was a failed stand-up comedian.
Oh, I don't find that hard to believe. He was the 7th highest ranking song on this.
And there's one. Now, we've done this many times. We've played this song many times, and it has a special place in Tim McCone's heart. I believe the Monster Mash is on there.
That is correct.
The Monster Mash is number 30.
And
Keep going.
I'm
All right, we don't need to hear it. I really, I don't know why you picked the most obvious one.
Unless you're going to play the Tim McCone version, then we do need to hear it.
He
That's
invented
coming
that.
up.
All right, go ahead, real quick. Who can you get? We got it. 30 seconds.
Let's see. We did Shel Silverstein.
Classic comedy troupe. That
No, just go. Just name as many as you can off the top of your head.
Now that you're pressure, I can't think of any.
A movie, a musical.
A musical?
Yes.
I have no idea.
70s.
No idea.
Time
British.
Warp.
Time Warp. There
All
you
right,
go.
Go ahead. Do you got any more guesses?
No,
or- okay.
I'm tapped out. What else is there?
The
that
Ballad
I'm
of
missing?
Irving.
No idea what that is.
The Doctor Bulbous Bouffant.
No, I don't know. That
Star
one.
Trekking.
Star Trekking. I think I remember.
Earache My Eye.
No.
I Like.
By Guy. I like. Oh, no,
Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout would not take the garbage out. That's
Another
Shel
Shel Silverstein, yeah.
Friendly Neighborhood Narco Agent.
Here's one that you wouldn't like: Poisoning Pigeons in the Park, the orchestral version.
Oh, we don't like that.
And Dungeons and Dragons by the Dead Alewives.
Back when I was a kid,
That's Pencil Neck
life was
Geek
going
right there.
swell.
We'll play you out with this one.
Something happened.
All right.
Blew everything to hell. That night, my daddy stumbled.
All
in,
right.
all
It is
pale.
time for the award-winning email
woman at the
segment. We
block.
will have that
Just
for
gave
you
birth
in
to a
just a moment.
Mom said,
Toucher and Hardy will be right back on the Sports Hub.
All right, we're Toucher and Hardy. If you would like to email us, you can do so. You go to 98.5 The Sports Hub and check that. Our Instagram and all that stuff is at Toucher and Hardy, at Hardy 98.5, and at Fred Toucher, where we're in a holding pattern until we put the photo of me and Kendra up.
When does that go up? Thursday?
Friday morning.
Friday morning.
No. I got to do it before Friday morning.
Thursday.
I needed time to bake and marinate.
You need Thursday afternoon.
Yeah.
It's coming up tomorrow on the show.
Why don't you consult with Kendra on the best time to post? Because, the time of day has a lot to do with how much initial engagement you get. Yeah. And then that speaks to how much it will get put into other algorithms.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that true?
That is an excellent point. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Time of day does make a difference.
All right. So why are you eating? What's wrong with you? Did someone throw something away?
It's apple time.
Oh, someone threw one away, and you were able to get it while it was still fresh. All right, here we go. This is from Patrick Kenny. Dear Fred, this morning while talking about living near cities and specific likes of sports teams, you rudely snapped at Wallach. Oh, I didn't know you were involved in this conversation. Your tone was really essy and uncalled for. You constantly S on him. Give him a break. He's part of the show and deserves to talk freely. Patrick, you're an idiot. All those things are terrible ideas. John needs to be put in line more often. So I guess we agree to disagree. Hardy, you're on the same page, I would take it.
Yeah, all except about the part that you sounding, dismissive and crappy.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the other stuff he's wrong. Funny note on Alan Sherman from the Dr. Demento show.
Sure.
Phil says on Steve Sciarippa's podcast, Steve Sciarippa from The Sopranos.
Oh, it's about time he had a podcast.
He said that.
Did you see that thing about how many millions of podcasts there are? There's like 125 million podcasts or something like that.
Surprised. Yeah.
He said that Alan Sherman consistently lobbied for a role on The Sopranos and was apparently a giant a-hole in the Las Vegas scene. His requests went unheeded.
Yeah.
Steve Sciarippa ran a comedy club. He ran the Top of the Riv Comedy Club at the top of the Riviera Hotel.
Wow.
And he was, while The Sopranos was on, he was still like booking comedy acts. And one of our sales guys had to go call on him, to do advertising because they advertised with us. I had to host like a quarterly thing. It was Extreme Comedy Night at the Riv, and I had to get up there and introduce the opening comic. Or on really bad nights, they asked me to do a few minutes.
How did that go?
Terribly. I've told the story before. The one night Otto and George were there with no opener.
Oh yes, yes. You did.
And thank God Penn Jillette from Penn and Teller
exploded in laughter.
Was there?
To save
was
you.
there to laugh at the couple of jokes that I told because he said I couldn't stand to watch you die up there.
Yes.
Which is even meaner than not laughing at all. I mean, to like let you know that you were dying and that he indeed was throwing you a lifeline.
Yeah.
Is not good. All right, here's the facts. To date, 3.6 million podcasts have been created worldwide, releasing a combined 185 million episodes. Of the 3.6 million shows created, 67% have been launched from the United States. In comparison, Brazil, the next largest content creator, just has over 200,000. So we in the United States love it nothing if not to hear ourselves talk. So say that some of these are multi-people podcasts. That's like 3.6 million podcasts, so that's like 12 million people, 14 million people doing podcasts.
Well, not only that, but 2 million over 2 million unique podcasts have been started in this country alone.
Does it give you the stat on that piece, Fred, on how many episodes the average one makes? Because when I read a similar piece probably about a year ago, and the lion's share of those, meaning like 90% plus, don't make it past the 6th episode. People just throw the towel in and quit.
Well, I would assume so, or unless you're insane. I mean, if you're just doing something for no reason and no one's listening to it and it's just for naught, that's what like a psycho does. That's like after there's an assassination or something, they like go through someone and they have all these letters to nowhere and stuff like that. Yeah, if you're getting into a room and putting together a broadcast that's then going out and you have good feedback that no one is listening to it, chances are that would be the work of an insane person to keep doing that. I mean, you might as well just talk literally. Why even use equipment or get any of it down on tape? Just sit there talking. Like, honestly, you'd be better off going to
go outside and do it just in public, and you probably get more.
You'd be better off going into like a library and asking if you could have like 10 minutes, I guess, to stand on a soapbox. You'd be much better off. Adam would be there.
It's only if it was a soapbox.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Word of warning here from Dave. He said, Andrew Callahan has embedded himself into this show and is growing with you guys the way Tony Reale did with PTI. You would do well to keep him in check before you create a monster. Otherwise, he's going to have his own show, and you'll be stuck with somebody really humorless like Bert Breer or Dakota in Braintree.
Dakota in Braintree.
Who's Dakota in Braintree?
Where did that come from? I don't know. Just unsolicited hate for Dakota in Braintree.
Wow.
From Dave. Wow. It's out of nowhere.
Paul says, hey, Fred, here's the sitch. Playoffs, big game. Who would you rather have this year to win a playoff game, Drake May or Jaden Daniels? Well, that's interesting, especially after last night and Daniels blowing that game.
Yeah, last thing I saw, Drake May, I'd give it to Drake May.
I'd give it to Drake May now, too. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I mean, it's recency bias, which is the second time I've used that term, and I never used that term, but here we go.
Now that it's in your head, you're going to use it a lot the rest of
It's
the
like
week. We should
in the
keep a counter up.
zeitgeist. It's like in the zeitgeist of my head.
It's twice so far. Just keep a tally back there.
What? That's recency bias that you'd want to keep that.
It's 3.
3 what? Saying recency bias?
4.
All right, very good. I think I'd take Drake May right now, too.
Overall body of work, because Daniels did it over an entire season, looked tremendous.
Oh, I could change next week.
Daniels by a little bit right now, but, man, May is...
It's certainly an argument, and if you would have thought going into this season that 6 weeks into the season there would be an argument, now you would still think, maybe May has a better future. But in the present,
he's a bigger. I mean, if you want to go through this, he's a bigger quarterback. He's not as mobile, but he's a bigger quarterback.
He's pretty mobile. He's not as mobile.
No,
but he's pretty mobile.
No, Daniel's a little faster out of the pocket and can get downfield quicker, but May can absorb hits more. He can certainly. His arm is just as good. So I mean, it's close.
More emails on the Blackstone and the tailgating situation at UMass this weekend, where we have to go. It's family weekend. We're going to the tailgate. Not sure what's going to happen when we get there, so I'm going to make something happen. I'm going to create my own tailgate.
Your daughter is or is not going to be there?
She said she'll stop by.
Okay.
So that's nice of her.
Oh, that's good.
It's good of her.
Considering you drove all that way out to see her. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we'll all go out to dinner on Friday night, and Saturday we're going to the tailgate, even though no one's going to the game. And my wife bought tickets, which I don't know what we're going to do with now.
Please don't do the tailgate. Because if you do it, then we've all failed. Because then you're really like a TV dad. If you put together a grill and put up a tent to sit in a lawn of something that's not even really happening with 2 other people.
He's already a sitcom. Come on.
I mean, it's like, think of yourself 20 years ago looking at yourself doing that.
Hardy.
You would want to take your knees out.
Is doing this going to bring you joy?
Well, I get a Blackstone.
Yeah.
I get to put it together and set it up.
Get to put some crap in the back of that big silly truck of yours that's got nothing in it. That's a good thing.
I'm begging you, don't listen to him. He just wants you to pack a bag and bring it back.
Yeah. Free flapjacks.
Yeah, can you please freeze some of those
cold hot dogs?
Yeah.
Freeze some of those pancakes.
You know what he knows? He knows you're never going to use the grill again, so you can put it on his part of the
Give
train.
It to him. That's a good point. He'll take it.
Yeah, like right out here in Waltham on the rocks.
Blackstone, I'm not using anymore. Oh, well, if you're not going to
Don't say Blackstone. John just got a boner. All right, so
Harry Jr.?
It's his magician days.
I live in Canton and have a new Blackstone grill. You can try it out if you like. I've only used it twice. I suggest try before you buy. You can swing by and we can load it in your truck. Email me back if you're interested. I appreciate it. I did text my camping obsessed neighbor already this morning to see if he had one. He does. But guess what he's doing this weekend? Going camping.
Oh.
So I can't borrow his.
Yeah. I mean, it's really an investment. If it is like $120, I mean, you got to really think about it.
Some more.
I'm going to do some shopping.
Two professional home, 2-income home. I don't know. Yeah, do some comparison shopping. Really get out there and waste your time.
I will. I'll go to Walmart. I'll check the online prices. I'll see what the next day delivery options are.
When my father was deciding between a Betamax and a VHS, and he decided Betamax, he dragged me around.
That tracks.
He dragged me around because they used it at Donor, because of the ads. That's what and they used it at CNN when I was older. When I was older, they still used Betamax. But my dad dragged my mom and I around 8 appliance stores, and far. Like there's not 8 appliance stores like in the neighborhood, like far.
No.
And he would go and haggle, and he thinks he's haggling like with a guy, who's selling, rare diamonds, like some expert in the diamond industry. It's a guy that works at ABC Warehouse. Like, not a lot of wiggle room for the guy at ABC Warehouse.
No, you got to go to Hudson Appliance for that.
Yeah, and my father's sitting there, like, browbeating the guy about the price of a Betamax. And then when we got the Betamax, I didn't even want it anymore. It was just so miserable going out and trying to get it.
I remember doing that in college. What would I have been? We all wanted our own VCRs, like all 10 of us living in this house. And I said, if everybody gives me their money, I will go buy them in bulk, and I'll get a deal on them. And I went to it was probably like an ABC near East Lansing, and I said I'm here to buy 8 VCRs or however many it was. It could have been as many as 10. And, they were $225 each. And I ended up getting them all for $200. That was my big thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have just ate it. I got no patience for that stuff. I can't.
You don't like the haggle?
No, I
Not
find
for
it
$25. No.
like I've gone to like my son's been selling stuff at a card show, and I'll go to the card table, and my son will be like, "You idiot!" And I'll be like, "What?" And he's like, "You bought it for $25. It's worth 22." I'm like, oh wow, I could have really knocked off those $3. Now to him, I understand it, and it's a good lesson to him. He's learning, like, making a profit and all these things. But I mean, I'm here for 5 minutes, dude. I'm not going to hang around. Like they got the F-Face Billy Ripken card. I'm like, I wanted it as a kid. It's a little bit of a zany purchase for me. It's like buying gum at at the supermarket. So you go to Home Goods and they have a beautiful candle that maybe you just pick up even though you weren't expecting it.
See, you're denying not only yourself but also the seller. In a good deal, everybody should feel like they got something out of it. And if all you did was buy the card for the asked for price, then no, you really didn't get as much out of it as he did. You're denying yourself part of the whole process.
Yeah, I guess so. But he also got the money. When my son was buying the car, we bought the car for my son. The guy was really cool, the used car guy. He was a fan of the show. I knew I was getting a good deal, and but then you have to go to the other guy,
that
to get
other
all
guy.
the paper, and you can ask Stephanie because she was with me. I just said the word no.
Oh.
And it was driving the guy insane.
So when I went to the other guy picking up my daughter's car, after the price was agreed upon, which I wasn't thrilled about, but that was it. And then he starts doing everything else. And I said, had you guys had a little more wiggle room on the price, I might be inclined to say yes to any of these other things.
We talked about this.
And also, by the way, the prices are so fixed. The market is right now. I said, the fact that you're willing to drop the price significantly on this extended warranty tells me that it ain't worth crap. You've already gone from $2,000 down to $1,500 to $1,000 in the span of 90 seconds, and I haven't said a word. So my guess is it's useless. And oh, by the way, I'm already kind of soured on this whole experience based on what happened half an hour ago. So why don't we just skip ahead? Why don't you just have me sign where I'm going to sign, and I can be on my way?
So this guy's probably like 27 years old, and he's like, we have this plan for like service and all this crap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. And he gets out a calculator, and he's like, you're going to save $2,500 if you do this a year. No. Wait a second. It is $2,500. So you're willing, and he's like yelling, and I started going, laughing like, no. No. Like, none of this gesticulating. Like, what, does this work on people? Well, now that you're yelling at me, I mean, now I really want to
give you as much money as possible.
Yeah, like, this all seems like for my benefit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I really like having a guy 20 years younger than me really giving me the business.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, exactly. Yes. Now, yes. It was like the worst salesman. I'm thinking, how the hell, and this wasn't the guy who sold me my car. He was great. But it was this other guy. You wouldn't even remember this this thing. But I'm thinking, like, is this how you were taught to sell?
Right.
Like, to browbeat someone over something that's completely unnecessary. Like, if it's the car, that the item that they want, yeah, but wouldn't you think the selling technique for, like, the extra crap would have, like, kind of a Dale Carnegie thing where you kind of like make them think that they're asking you for it.
Right.
Instead of just like berating someone. Like, I did start like laughing. I'm just like, no, Jesus Christ. Like, what are you doing?
This
no,
isn't working.
No, like, wait. At what point of this do you think I'm going to go, oh, yeah.
Now I feel really bad about myself.
He's like, $2,500. You don't want to save. I'm not exaggerating. $2,500. You don't want to save 20. No. Oh, like, no. I want to leave now. I don't like this. If the other guy wasn't cool, I'd be gone. Anyway. And that's kind of why I don't like haggling, because I think that there's like a lot of like posery hustle crap in it, and that you're dealing with someone who's not overly intelligent. And I'd rather just go, you win in a lot of situations if it's not a lot of money, rather than sit there and get into a melding of the minds. They know how much it's worth. I don't. You know, it depends how much they want to sell it. Like, one time I bought a car, I walked out during the negotiation. No one followed me out, so I just walked back in and bought the car. I thought that was going to be my tactic. It did not work. Not a good haggler. Now a stripper, now you're like, you need laundry money. Change. Actual change.
Sure.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
Where is the story?
And the same opinions.
Boring.
And he's back with Fred on the Sports Hub. We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack.
Trapped in his basement. A redneck relative of Jay Stu, perhaps. This story escaped our attention when it happened several weeks back. A guy in South Carolina was arrested after police were called to his home for an unattended death, whatever that means. Turns out he was holding four, in quotes, vulnerable adults captive in his basement for 10 years, stealing their money, and he now faces a slew of charges, including false imprisonment.
They ran out of money right away.
Donnie Ray Birch.
It's been 10 years. Why you don't got no more money?
How perfect is this? Donnie Ray Birchfield Jr., 35 years old, arrested after Lancaster police went to his home, and they found that he had these people in his basement for years.
It's basement match.
Wrestling websites have picked up on this because it appears after they searched his home, he was a big wrestling fan. Had photos of him with the wrestlers like Sergeant Slaughter and other people who were, that you would display these celebrity photos. The wrestling community has come out and talked about this, saying, this is terrible. And, of course, they don't know anything about it. But mainly AEW wrestlers took photos with several of them, and now they have been unfairly roped into these
big whoop
horrific charges.
Oh, wow. Oh, boy, 10 people. I bet you they're all living.
Two of the adults have been involved in a romantic relationship with Donnie Ray, the Warren State.
Yeah.
That went on for months.
It was like
years.
Miss Elizabeth and... Wait, during the incarceration, they were in a romantic...
One of the relationships went on from November of 2015 to July of this year.
Oh, boy. And then, did they break up before they got released, or was there a very uncomfortable breakup in the basement?
I don't know that there was any release. There was a death. The other adults were a husband and wife. The warrants don't say how Birchfield knew them. Only
You're
that
lucky I got you locked up. Marriage is a prison.
Only that he was the sole caregiver. He had access to their bank cards, cell phones, and apparently one of them died.
Must have had a lot of money in the bank if they had their bank card, and they just 10 years later they're still withdrawing money, having romantic relationships.
Birchfield's lawyer says his office is investigating the matter, but the client maintains his innocence. It's important to remember he's presumed innocent of these allegations.
Yeah, even though they found the
I wouldn't want to
his
get
house.
sued.
Yeah.
No, they look forward to litigating this case in the court system where the facts and the evidence and the rule of law matter. No further comment at this time.
Well, he's being held at a CVS apparently, because if you've seen the facilities he's being held at, not overwhelmingly, it's kind of on the side of the road without any real security around it.
Shocking that he's accused of taking their bank cards and doing a lot of shopping at Walmart, where I will be later looking for a portable Blackstone grill.
Oh, gee, I hope you go through with this. Do what makes you happy. I agree with 12.
Fred's. I think I can't tell if Fred is angry or sad that I might actually.
Oh,
do
sad. I'm not angry at all.
Sad. Definitely sad.
Yeah. There's no anger at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anger would be like I don't want you to do it. It's bothering me. It's not. It's making me sad. Like the way you described it, just sad. Just barbecuing.
just for the four of us.
Just like making food for four people for no reason.
And
just
some
in the field.
some stragglers saying, you know what? It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm in the mood for a flapjack.
Yeah, I'll
want pancakes. I missed breakfast this morning.
The pre-mixed pancake batter in the little bottle. You just pour it right there on the Blackstone.
Thank God.
When was the last time you had a pancake?
A week ago.
Really?
Less than a month ago.
Yeah.
You big fan of the pancake? I'm not a huge fan of the pancake.
Yeah.
Marcy made that. I do the waffles in our house,
like
but
waffles.
but Marcy does the pancakes.
Dude, throw some chocolate chips on those pancakes. Oh,
no
yes.
chocolate chips in the pancakes.
But in the waffles,
Stupid child. No.
Chocolate chip pancakes. I love them.
Bananas. Banana blueberry pancakes.
No.
You know who Donnie Ray Birchfield looks like? A fatter John with red hair. He almost looks exactly like John if John had red hair,
The glasses.
a beard, and was fatter. And he had a Dr. Demento tape in his back pocket. Take with it what you will. I'm interested in this story because it doesn't sound like these people were necessarily captive. He looks just like you, his glasses.
I'm not seeing it.
What are you talking about? He looks just like you, like a lot shorter and fatter with a beard and red hair. Other than that, he looks just like you. What are you talking about? All right. Well, let's see. I'll see if he's guilty enough. That will be my homework today.
Okay. All right.
All right. That'll do it for us. Everyone have a great day. Bye.